What is up, everybody? Welcome to ToothAndTailTV, the show where you submit replays and we cast them. I am Delthius. How's it going, everyone? Y'all doing okay? Big shout out to Cyborg, man, for his awesome show last night. Super cool to see, man. What's up, guys? What's up, Premium Bo? Not a whole lot to say. This is basically my fourth month doing this show twice a week, so I thought I'd try to go a little longer tonight. Been getting a lot of submissions, and I don't want to skimp out on anybody, so we'll see, man. I don't want to promise anything. I got a lot on the docket for this evening, but we'll see how far I can get. I do want to give another shout out, man. A lot of fours tonight, dude. We hit 4 months, we got 400 followers, and we got 4 subscribers last time, so thanks again to Marxist Leninist Hopperism, O-Free Ice Cream, Mishi, and Meow Kaiser for the subs, man. I appreciate it. What I was wanting to do, my plan, kind of how it works, is you got to make a hundo before Twitch will actually let you get any money. So I'm gonna, my first payout, I'm gonna do a $100 Tooth and Tail tournament. And I've been thinking lately about how I want to do that, and what I'm probably going to do is just as big as possible, single elimination, just as many players as we can get, man. Like, and even if it's an enormous tournament, like, you know, 64 32 players, you know, we do best of 3, single elim, just cast, you know, one match per bracket, you know, and it shouldn't take too long. And if we actually get to that point and do that tournament, Cyborg actually, me and Cyborg live in neighboring cities, so we were thinking about meeting up and casting it live together at a desk. That'd be a lot of fun. So, yeah, man, I got a lot lined up for tonight. I actually got to play a lot today. It was a lot of fun, man. I just want to try to make sure I hit everybody. Again, thank you so much, everybody who submits, man. I appreciate it. Tune in and all that kind of stuff. Next Wednesday, Cyborg is planning on going over micromanagement. It's a really cool topic to see. And my YouTube is basically up to date now, at least for the most recent shows. I gotta get to work going through my old videos and like trying to get my archive stuff on there back when like me and Icebox were casting together, get all that stuff up on YouTube. So without any further ado, let me see. Yeah, I think we're ready to go, man. Let's do this. Let's hop into game number 1 here. Matt versus Valeris. I did update, yeah, okay, so it's gonna say everything's desynced, but I think that's just because of a little hotfix that Andy did, tweaking with some code, so we shouldn't actually have any desync issues tonight. And I did update my OBS, so hopefully I don't drop frames. And I updated my OBS, man, I reset my internet, all that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, let's do this. Game number 1. Okay, spawning in the 5 o'clock, we've got Valeris. And in the 12, his opponent, Matt Gambler. Matt Gambler, I haven't seen Matt Gambler in a while. That's cool, man. Alright, so let's see what these guys are going for. Both players running the owl. Valeris does have the moles, so let's see. Oh yeah, here he goes, man. Coming in, you know, doing that 5 farm opening, you know, just so your opponent is not exactly sure what you're doing with their first scout. Sells that off and comes in here for a double mole rush, and Matt's none the wiser. He just now figured it out. He doesn't have turrets. He does correctly, you know, sell a pig and try to get some worms down, but the moles are already on their way. They're gonna get this building pig. They should have no issue getting another. Let's see if Valeris wants to go for pig number 3 or if he's gonna back out. Ooh, he wants to keep the 1 mole alive, but it does die. With the extra 1, we'll be able to get home. Back to Mama Mole. So, not bad. A pretty successful rush there. Valeris, he's wary of the counterattack here. So he places down a turret just to be safe. And let's see what Matt's thinking. If he's going to go for a double, or he's just going to kind of lick his wounds and, yeah, just trying to get that farm comp back up, so. Yeah, Andy's been tweaking with the code a lot lately. I don't think we're going to see any any bugs in the replay tonight. But yeah, everything will be desynced, so. And we're going to stabilize, and Valeris should have a nice little lead approaching the mid-game here, so. We'll see where they decide to go. You know, both players are just going to try to get up to that 8 farm count. And see what they choose to do next. I mean, you might see a lot of Tier 1 get built. We might see somebody rush up to a Tier 2. You know, both players have the Owl, as I mentioned previously, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they want to take the game late, but it's going to put them in good shape if it happens to get there, right? And as far as map advantage goes, you got to give it to Matt Gambler here. I mean, Valeris does have a nice pocket expansion, so that's good, but Matt's got, you know, several bases all around him. He's got this high ground, so that's really going to help him out. He identified the lizards out of his opponent and is going for the toads, and that's going to be rough for Valeris because he doesn't have squirrels here, so he can't tech out of the lizards, right? He's just going to have to play very carefully around those toads. He's not aware of the toads from his opponent quite yet, but he will be soon. Yeah, there we go. So Valeris going for the quick chameleon, which is a pretty strong build, man. I mean, if you're gonna get a fast tier 2, the chameleon is definitely pretty high up there in my book. You know, it's gonna make that first initial engagement very difficult for your opponent, but Matt Gambler here going for the snakes. So we'll see how that trade goes. Maybe with some decent micro, get some poison stacks on those chameleons, and then they can't, you know, it's going to be more difficult for them to re-stealth and just run away, right? Matt takes a reasonable expansion. Let's see if Valeris wants to expand. Right now it doesn't look like it. You know, it looks like he wants to build up a pretty healthy chameleon count and then, you know, try to push out with a big swing towards his opponent, and instead opting for these campfires. And that is kind of the benefit that Valeris gets here. I mean, Matt does have these nice 3 expansions all around his base, and even this 4th one's not too bad, but, you know, some early campfires can definitely give you an economic lead for a small investment. Ooh, yeah, he's got to be careful about those toads, man. Yeah, if this game goes long, I am a little bit worried for Valeris here. You know, Matt's got 4 gristmills all around him. This eastern gristmill is going to be a little more difficult for him to take, but Valeris isn't totally screwed. I mean, he's got a couple gristmills back here, so up until the 3rd base position, he might be okay. It's going to be a little more difficult for him to defend everything, but... Oh, here we go. First big engagement. These chameleons coming out, but pretty good toad hits for Matt Gambler here. But man, chameleons, dude. Chameleons are pretty good in the early mid game, and they're gonna come in here, get some damage on Valeris very smartly. Pulls those chameleons back, re-stealths them, so they can heal up and live to fight another day. Hey, thanks for the raid, Miss Flicker, man. What's going on, dude? You been doing aight? Alright, let's see. Valeris wants to push the issue. Yeah, if those toads connect onto the chameleons, it's going to be difficult for Matt here. Yeah, sure enough they do. And these lizards are able to get in here. Yeah, actually running, you know, I actually like that a lot, right? Like, if you're going to skimp out on the squirrels, you know, having chameleons is pretty good, because just with a little bit of micro, you know, putting those chameleons up front in those engagements, and let those toads, you know, bust up on those chameleons, it's going to make that engagement really good for you. 101 bits from Miss Clicker, man. I appreciate it. Stealing the top cheer from Meow Kaiser by 1 bit. Yeah, and I did like to see that one chameleon, if you guys noticed earlier, did die to poison from these snakes, so. Birthday biddies! Oh, Miss Clicker. Oh, that's awesome, man. Happy birthday, dude. Go enjoy your presents, man. Why are you giving me money on your birthday, dude? Yeah, Valeris is doing pretty well this game. I mean, let's see if he can get this gristmill. He's only got 1 chameleon left. He's going to decide to take it back for now. And Matt Gambler's kind of in a tough spot. I mean, Valeris' economy isn't fantastic either, right? I mean, they should be pretty even because Valeris has those campfires. But yeah, Matt's economy was better until he lost that pig there, so... Yeah, finally Valeris is now starting to populate his second base a little bit. He wants to keep that 6 o'clock base because it'll be easier as a third. And here we go, Valeris wanting to move in again. Matt Gambler's got to be real careful with these toads, man. He's got to try to loop them around the chameleons and have them actually engage on the lizards. I think he's kind of wizened up after those first couple engagements and is going to be a little more careful this time around. So Valeris doesn't overcommit there, just decides to take it back for now and start getting some economy up. And let's see what they want to do from this position. I'm interested to see if either player is bold enough to like really saturate up their second base. I feel kind of bad for Matt here because the front line has been like his second base, right? Which is tough for him. The chameleons come in and tank all the toad hits. Great engagement here for Valeris. And these lizards are going to come in and get some work done. But that snake from the back was dishing out some pretty good poison on those tier 1s. So trying to keep that snake alive. Ring around the rosy here. Ring around the gristmill, I should say. I think that chameleon's poisoned. Ooh, yeah, it goes down, man. Yeah, that's what I was hoping to see with the snakes. Like, once the chameleons re-stealth, you know, the poison finishing them off. And down to pretty scrappy economies now. Matt Gambler very smartly, you know, downsizes his Warren count to keep production up. And, you know, Valeris really needs to sell off. Yeah, there he goes. Sells off a tier 2 Warren. Keep everything moving, man. You never want units in the red. I kind of say it a lot, but you know, most of the time it's not the first big engagement, it's that second engagement that really decides things. So and I mean, so far so good. We're approaching the mid game here, and I feel like Valeris, you know, he's got a slight edge, you know, but as long as Matt kind of keeps it cool, he might be okay. But Valeris coming in again, man, and getting a pretty good engagement here. Chameleon's a little bit late to the party, but still going to come in and get something done. Ooh, if he can get that Falcon on the back end, yeah, that's pretty good for Matt there. So pretty back and forth game so far. Let's see if this chameleon lives. I don't know. I don't know why that's so fascinating to me, man. Just watching it die after stealth, and that's happened several times this game. So the snakes are starting to get some pretty decent value for Matt here, and you know, these guys really got to start thinking about their third bases coming up here soon, as we are approaching the 9-minute 30 mark. Just moving out with a couple lizards, seeing if he can get anything done, but Matt is in position. Yeah, Matt actually decided to sell off those toads at one point, and it kind of makes sense because he wasn't getting the connections he needed. Valeris is doing a good job at the positioning of his chameleons. Nice little runaround attack with the lizards. This is always so annoying, man. And you know, just the speed of the lizards is so powerful, right? And that's really what it's gonna come down to, is little bits and pieces of damage like that over time. You know, most of these engagements are pretty back and forth. You know, yeah, Valeris has taken the better end of most of them, but the real story is the fact that the front line has been Matt Gambler's second, right? So after each engagement, you know, even if the engagements are pretty close, Valeris has a couple units left over, can kill a pig or two, man. That makes a big difference. So you can see Valeris's economy is definitely starting to get ahead of Matt. Look at this graph, man. Just a bunch of spikes and constantly back and forth with these engagements here. Ooh, trying to run around with the lizards, but Matt is aware. Gotta be careful, man. Can't bleed off too many units. Every piece of food counts. And gets out of there with no damage inflicted. But yeah, Matt's got his third base started, and so does Valeris, so we'll see if either player is bold enough to throw down that owl. And as I say that, Valeris coming in here and getting that owl first, which if he can stay alive with that 360 food investment and Matt doesn't capitalize, it's gonna put him in a good spot. Let's see if Matt is able to scout it. So far, no. Gotta be careful, man. Just a constant threat of the lizard runarounds is pretty real. I do like this arty cannon a lot. That's got pretty good range, right? So it's good enough to protect the flank from the left side, and you know, it also forces the front lines to be more around here, you know, which gives Matt a little bit more of a breathing room. But this is the real story, man. Once this owl comes out, that's going to change things quite heavily. And Valeris has been saving up his money for it, and boom, there it goes. And, you know, it always feels bad when you're in Matt's position and you weren't able to recognize that tier 3 that got placed down. And lizards are actually really good at that as well, you know, just keeping your opponent from scouting your base as the game goes longer and longer. Oh, Valeris. Gonna try it again, man. I don't think Matt knows this time, but I think that Drumfire is in decent position to defend. He's gonna be able to kill a pig, but he's not gonna be able to stay for too long. Gets 2 pigs. Loses 6 lizards there, though, so. Does Valeris submit replays? I know, man. I'm not sure, dude, to be honest. Like, I've seen him in the chat a couple times. But he's on the ladder nonstop, man. So we do see a lot of games with Valeris in it, just from submissions from other players. So I'm not 100% positive, man. I don't really make a note. Like when I prep my show, I just kind of mass download everything, rename everything. You know, I don't really make a note of who the submitter was. Yeah, Matt is like, I submitted a replay where I played him. Yeah, exactly, man. A lot of people do. And Matt has got to be aware of the owl now, right? I mean, he never got in there to scout the Warren, but I think he's probably seen it just in the army of his opponent. If not, he's about to be unpleasantly surprised here. Yeah, now he knows for sure. And Valeris is going to come in, not even really caring about the toads. The toads do engage pretty nicely on Valeris' squirrels. And, you know, that was a connection Matt's been looking for all game. And now Matt's in a pretty decent spot. The chameleons come out. See if that owl goes down. It is poisoned. Oh man, that's a big deal if that owl dies. Boom, there it goes. But Valeris' army is still here, and it gets a good amount of damage done to Matt's third base, man. 3 farms do go down. And it's gonna be rough for him. That's what's so important about map positioning and map control, man, because you want the fight to happen at your opponent's base, right? Ooh. Running into a couple toads there, but Valeris just thinks he's got enough of an edge where it doesn't really matter at this point, and maybe a little bit of an overextension. It looks like that's going to hold fairly well here. Yeah, good engagement for Matt up front, but now that the second chameleon is here, might be a little too much, and Valeris decides to back out. I'd really love to see another artillery cannon, like somewhere around here, you know? And just try to push that front line a little closer to these blue and red territory edges, rather than at his third base, because you know that's really what's been hurting Matt the most this game. I feel like is just the fact that you know the front lines have constantly been on his expansions, and Valeris doesn't want to sell that owl, man. He wants to get it out. I think he did at one point place owl number 2, but he sold that Warren, you know, after the first owl died. Ooh, another nice little lizard runaround. Gets that pig, but that farm didn't have a ton of food left on it anyways. Always good to get damage done, though, for sure. But you do got to be careful, man. If a farm's almost mined out, you lose a bunch of lizards to take it. You know, is it worth it? And Matt's playing it careful, man. He hasn't found the opportunity to get out of tier 3 Warren. Valeris has got to be careful. His chameleons aren't up here with the lizards, so those toads have the opportunity to make some good connections. And Matt backs off for now. Base number 4 coming down here for Matt, and this is the phase of the game that is going to start favoring Matt, right? And I think that's why he's been so defensive, because if he can just stay alive, you know, and taking this gristmill earlier was pretty smart, because it's going to be much easier for him to secure these, right? So if Matt can just hold on into the ultra late game, I mean, we're already pretty late here. We're at the 16-minute mark. But this is where it's going to get dicey for Valeris, man. He doesn't really have any other good expansion opportunities here on the map. Matt a little bit out of position. Valeris doing another good job. A lizard run by, knocks out a pig, and gets out of there. And Valeris has been doing a very good job of that all game long. Just keeping that lizard harassment up. And yeah, if I was Matt, man, I would just be trying to defend and stay alive, because he will win if this game goes long enough. Oh, but he's out of position, and Valeris is going to come in and get some real damage done. 3 pigs. He's got to be careful, though, that these lizards represent a good chunk of his army, so he's not really in an economic position anymore to just be bleeding off lizards all the time. And Matt thinks he's ready for an offensive here. Yeah, that's so many chameleons, though. 6 chameleons coming out of the shadows, getting right on top of Matt's army and totally decimating it, man. Very good engagement there for Valeris. Finally just YOLOing up onto that drumfire cannon, knocking it out. And now Valeris has enough momentum, and he thinks he can seal this game out against Matt. You gotta be careful, though. Bleeding off a couple falcons of these squirrels. Ooh. Some good poison stacks. That chameleon will go down, but I think it's a little too much at this point. Valeris has a pretty hefty army still alive, and he's moving in and starting to get into the heart of Matt Gambler's base. Damn, man. It's really showing you the utility of lizards this game. I know everybody knows the utilities of the lizard. Like, lizards are super meta right now, but that's got to be the final blow for Matt. Pushed him to starvation. No army left for his name, and he's got to tap out at that point, so. Boom. I can't believe I just noticed the more replays button after doing this for 4 months. Ugh. You don't think lizards are that meta, Meow Kaiser? Man, I run into lizards like every game. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Batya, Sun Tzu, Meow Kaiser, Kermit the Frog, Kerpa? How's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Celebrating the 4 months of TnTTV. And I figured I'd try to go a little longer tonight. Look at this, 5 extra replays, more so than normal. Did you submit me What's a Phone? I try to hit everybody. I don't think I hit you last week. Time to pack it up. We got what he wanted. Finally found the button. I know, man. I found it because actually, what's even worse is I didn't find it. Like, I was watching Cyborg's show last night, earlier today, and I saw him hit it, and I was like, man, I've been doing a replay casting show for 4 months now. I've never hit that more replays button once. Man, I'm sorry. What's the phone? Maybe I got you in on last show. I'm not sure, man. I do try real hard to hit everybody, but let's hop into game number 2, guys. We're gonna go a little extra long tonight to say thanks to everybody for the 400 follows and the 4 subscribers, man. Really cool. So let's hop into it, man. Game number 2. Spawning in the 10 o'clock position, 9 o'clock-ish, 9:30. Master Wario. And his opponent in the 3, Miss Pretty Paws, aka Vix. Alright, what is going on with these guys so far? Master Wario's got the moles. Just now scouts his opponent. Let's see if Master Wario decides to go for that mole aggression. It's gonna be if he sells his farm. Yeah, I didn't think he would be because he kind of waited a little while. Instead, just going up to that eco for now. I like the dichotomy here between these 2 deck compositions, man. Pretty Paws, she's going for a very early mid-game centric deck style, right? Lots of tier 1, tier 2. The turret is probably just there as a way to reinforce the front line, you know? Like, imagine we get later in this game, Wario takes this base, you know, Pretty Paws takes, you know, this one. She can put a couple turrets, you know, right around here, kind of poke in with the ferret, retreat back to the turret line. I enjoy doing that. And the chameleons is what I'm assuming the main strategy here is for Pretty Paws. I imagine she's going to want to get up to like 3, 4, 5 tier 1 Warrens and some chameleons, move out. The ferret might just be like a tech choice, you know? What's a phone, man? Because my childhood, I'm used to being forgotten. Man, how do you gotta do that to me? It's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. Oh, man. But, yeah, I like it. I mean, the chameleon push into the mid game is a very strong way to play. So let's see if she's going to go for that. Actually going for a really quick second base. No, actually just doing that to fake out Master Wario here. Maybe make him overcommit. I wonder why she decided to get squirrels first. Maybe because she wants to be defensive in the early game. Because typically, you know, when you run squirrels and lizards, the concept behind that is, you know, I'm going to make the lizards, and then if you build squirrels, I mean, if you build toads, rather, I'll switch over to squirrels. But Pretty Paws just opting for that squirrel-toad composition here. Try to deal with lizards of their opponent. But Wario, man, going for that boar wolf style again. I think he's the one we saw Tuesday do this, right? So interesting, he's still rocking that, man. Boar's pretty decent in the meta right now against lizards. So, you know, lizards and mines are pretty popular. Boar does pretty well against both of those. So not a bad pick. Interesting base choice here for Wario. Wants to take it, wants to see if he can get away with a little bit of a secret base. You know, this one's going to be pretty difficult to defend. I definitely think Pretty Paws here, you know, got the better end of the map generation stick, right? I mean, having this natural base is always very, very important. Wario, though, he does have this campfire. I'd like to see, he's got a couple campfires over here. I'd really like to see him utilize those. I am so greedy with campfires, guys. Like, yeah, there you go. I'll just take campfires, man, ruthlessly. If you play against me on the ladder, make sure you're scouting those campfires, dude, because I will take them. The snow is melting. What is, what is snow, man? I live in Florida. We don't know what snow is here. Actually, we got a little bit of snow this winter. It was pretty surprising. Happens every once in a while. Yeah, Pretty Paws is moving up towards a pretty mean mid-game army composition. And I'm a little bit scared for her, man. I mean, the boar wolf is a little bit silly, but it's no joke. You get that out, I mean, it's pretty strong. I mean, the speed buff for the boar makes a big difference. That's kind of the boar's weakness, right, is how slow it is. So you're able to speed that thing up a little bit. Could really help out. Yeah, there we go. Pretty Paws now looking for a fight. Wario's got himself tucked in nice and tight here with all this barbed wire, but gonna utilize these ferrets to start pressuring Wario. Oh no, busted. That is unfortunate for Master Wario. And he's gonna go for the counterattack. He's got a lot of lizards. Let's see if it works for him. Nice. Pretty Paws gets back in time to sell off a couple farms, but gonna lose this gristmill for sure. Good reaction from Wario. You know, he doesn't have the army to go toe-to-toe with Pretty Paws here, especially because of those toads and the fact that he invested into that boar. He's got to wait for that boar. He's got all this barbed wire, you know, so 160 plus 360, 520? Yeah, 520 food. That's not in his army currently, so he's got to be careful, man. Yeah, this is why I love taking turrets, man. I always do this type of stuff, man. Take this gristmill right outside their base, you know, throw down a couple turrets to reinforce the front lines and really start applying pressure. And Chameleon's the perfect answer to the barbed wire here. Gonna come in and get some work done. Nice re-stealth from Pretty Paws there, keeping those alive. She's going up to 6 chameleons, man. That's a pretty big deal. But still a very heavy tier 1 army. And if Wario is able to wipe that with his boar, you know, ferrets and chameleons cannot hit air. And Wario's gonna get up to 4 falcons here, right? So if he can just hold on a little longer, the siege is here from Pretty Paws. But the boar is out now. Oh, these economies are so low, dude. This game has gotten very scrappy very quickly. Yeah, just roast that gristmill. Look at this. Beautiful. We're just gonna watch this boar slowly but surely kill this gristmill, guys. You know, 5 hours later. There it goes. Boar not designed to kill buildings, but can get it done when needed. Wario's ready to move out, man. As long as he micros his lizards correctly, can get a lot of these boars killed, or a lot of the tier 1 killed with the boar. Ooh. Yeah, that boar's gotta stay up front, try to tank some damage and roast all this tier 1, and here we go. Wario being very patient with the rest of his army, just now moving in with it. But is it gonna be enough? It looks like it might be. His falcons did end up dying, but Pretty Paws is left with really nothing here. Boar did a fantastic job just roasting all of that tier 1. But chameleons are pretty good against boars. Try to keep it alive. Is it gonna live? I don't know. A chameleon is faster. Is it fast enough to hit it while running? Doesn't look like it. And the boar's gonna live to fight another day. Man, these economies are like nothing now. Wario's got this one campfire keeping him alive, and Pretty Paws is on just 2 farms at the moment. So we gotten super scrappy again. Pretty Paws needs to sell some stuff off. Yeah, now she gets started doing so. And Wario's coming in here for round number 2, and Pretty Paws hasn't been able to repopulate an army just yet. And this boar staying alive is gonna make a big difference here. And this might just be too much. Ooh, boar does go down. Can Pretty Paws hold on? She's got a couple chameleons. But chameleons aren't too good against falcons. This one hero falcon, man. Is it gonna win the game for Wario? Looks like it will. I believe boar is slower than standard speed, isn't it? Or did Andy buff its speed? I'm not so sure anymore. Chameleon got stuck on something? That's weird. Okay, guys. If you're just tuning in, man, I'm celebrating some initial subs and lots of follows, and fourth month of doing this, guys. So we're gonna try to go a little longer than normal tonight. Boar was slower, but they buffed it back up to normal speed. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, I must have missed the patch where they buffed it back up to normal speed. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it did look like it was moving at the same pace, so that makes sense. If it was slower than standard, the chameleon would have been able to easily catch it, right? Alright, guys, let's hop into game number 3 here. Insocuence versus Valerius. I cannot be pronouncing that correctly. Insocuent? How do you say that? Insouciant. Oh, let's hear it. Hang on.
Insouciant.
Insouciant. Showing a casual lack of concern. Indifferent.
Insouciant.
Insouciant. That's how you say it. Alright. Insouciant versus Valerius. Let's get into it. Okay, spawning in the 6 o'clock, we've got Insouciant. I'm just gonna start doing that from now on. If I don't know how to pronounce someone's name, I'll just do that little Google sound. And in the 1 o'clock, we've got Valerius. Don't make fun of me, Premium Bo. I bet you didn't know how to pronounce Insouciant. I'm an engineer, not an English major, man. I don't know how to spell or talk. I just know how to do calculus. That's it. Alright, so far so good. I mean, both players opted for the 5-farm Warren opening. Valerius sticking that Warren way out there, man. It makes me think that he wants to place down another here, but he's queuing up farms. What that's going to do for Valerius is give him a shorter rush distance, but it's a double-edged sword because that that warren is way out in the open. So if Insouciant, yeah, I think that's what it was, gets an edge, you know, it's going to be pretty easy for him to kill that warren. And the reason Insouciant here places warren up here is just because that controlling that high ground outside of your base is very, very important. So both players, you know, with warrens that aren't exactly covered by pigs here, might make for some really scrappy early game engagements. Insouciant. Oh my god. Insouciant. Oh man, sushi ants. Ants and sushi, that's not a good combination. Alright, both these players kind of mirrored up. I'm not so sure if that was a response. I've been kind of derping around too much this cast. No, so both players kind of blindly went for one tier 1 into a tier 2 opening, which is always a fun way to play, man. I really like that kind of style. I think it's most powerful with chameleons. You know, you do something like maybe place, you know, that 8 farm double warren opening, and then if you feel safe, sell off a warren, throw down a chameleon nest, move out when you got like 9, 12, 15 tier 1 to back up the chameleon. Pretty strong. But I'm liking Valeris here because skunks are very, very good against squirrels. And Sushi Ant here doesn't have lizard. Lizards are pretty good against skunks, right? I mean, they don't stay in that gas for very long. And I was having a hard time with skunks for a long time. Maybe somebody in the chat's about to smack me down, a better player than me, but I've kind of found the best strategy against skunk. You don't want to overreact and like constantly try to micro your squirrels out of the poison gas, right? Like sometimes you just kind of got to sit in it and let that DPS get out. You know, try to stutter step if you can. Ooh, these snakes coming out here. Try to get some harassment done, but Valeris is on top of it, man. Gonna target down one. The second one, if that dies, it's gonna be a good trade for Valeris. Ooh, barely does. Now, in Sushi Ant here, you know, did manage to kill a skunk before those snakes died. So, but still, Valeris on the better end of this trade so far. You know, 2 tier 2 for 1. I'll take that trade anytime. And I'm really digging this game so far, man. I love this out of Valeris, man. I really think this is the way to utilize turrets, you know. Like, up here, very aggressive. I wouldn't even mind a turret, like, right on that edge, man. Nice little sneaky campfire from Sushi Ants. I like it, man. I always recommend doing that kind of thing. And Valeris going to take the engagement up on the turret. Good skunk gas here. Those squirrels don't have much wiggle room, and takes a very favorable engagement here. He's going to back off for now. Yeah, you did break me. Good job. Dude, those emotes you have are super cool, man. I got to sub to whoever is giving you those. Oh, man. But we're going to go to the mid game, and Valeris is going to have a decent advantage. Now, if Insouciant can drag this out a little bit, it's going to matter less and less, but it's going to be rough, man. Normally when I'm in this position, I kind of feel like, well, I've basically lost already, so I might as well just go to 8 farms on my second base and cross my fingers and hope he doesn't attack me for a couple minutes. You know, when you get behind in an art, there's a couple things you can do when you get behind in an RTS game. You know, obviously doing some kind of sneaky play, some flank attack, and getting some damage done back to your opponent to stabilize is a really good option. But 9 times out of 10, man, when you're behind, you gotta take a risk, or you just gotta kind of try to drag the game out, because it's just math. You know, like you know, 300 food versus 500 food is a big deal, but 1,200 food versus 1,000 food, it doesn't matter as much, right? So when you're behind, that's kind of what you want to go for. You know, try to drag the game out really long, or just, you know, take a big risk, because, I mean, why not? You basically already lost, and Valeris going to come in here. He's not going to sit around. Yeah, and that's why you really got to capitalize on your advantage when you do get the advantage, when you're in the winner's seat, right? You can't just sit around and do nothing. You do have to get something done. Now, Cyborg, you know, win ahead, get more ahead. That definitely applies, but you don't want to just wait around and let your opponent stabilize either. So it's a fine balance. It's really weird in Tooth and Tail because like after you win a big engagement, like Cyborg was talking about last night, man, and you can throw that away. We do see that all the time here on TnTTV, man, because it's an easy mistake to make. You know, run in there, be like, okay, I just won a big fight. Let me go push for the win. Normally doesn't work like that. You gotta wait a little bit and then go push for the win, right? Like win a big fight, add a couple more tier 2 to your army, and then push in and seal the deal. Let's see if Sushi Ant can muster up a comeback here. He did get some sneaky mines out, but they're a little too far back for him, and Valerius is just going to take a fantastic engagement there and win the game off it. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I am fantastic. Just gonna try to do a pretty long show tonight. Let's see how far we can get. I might take a little break in between at some point. I got 17 games lined up. Got some good ones here, man. Pile versus Chip. Looking forward to that. Swifty versus DJ. We're gonna be really cool to see. Frog versus Pile. Interested to see that one. Lots of great games here. Let's hop into game number 4. It's so many games of Valerius. Maybe Valerius actually submitted game number 3. I know I always try to say, like, oh, I try to get to a bunch of unique submitters, but, you know, these 3 games are unique submitters as much as I think. Oh, geez, another one with Valerius. Oh, man, Valerius is just fighting everybody, man. He's getting after it, so. Oh god, is there no Meowkaiser game tonight? No, I think there is, right? There's one. Yeah, we got you, Meow. Got you on game number 14. Alright guys, game number 4 here. Batya versus Valerius. Alright, spawning into 12 o'clock, we've got Valerius. And into 6, we've got Batya. Submitters should put their names first. Yeah, Batya, that does make sense, but I like to keep it randomized because the majority of the time people submit wins. So if it's like every game the submitter is first, right? You might kind of start realizing who's most likely to win the game. A little bit of that mind cheese coming here for Valerius, and I'm not sure how cost effective this is. I mean, this really just forces your opponent into going for that 5-farm Warren opening. Yeah, maybe that's where the cost efficiency comes in, because imagine, you know, you do this 2-mine cheese, you force your opponent to go 5-farm Warren. One lizard can take out both these mines. But at home, if you went, you know, straight up to 8 farms, then you could get in a pretty good economic spot. Looked like Valerius went in there and grabbed those mines before Batya could knock him out, so good on him. And you know, those mines are also going to have the added benefit of just letting you know what your opponent's doing, you know, giving you good scouting information in the early game, which is incredibly important, man. I mean, it's important to scout all game long, understand when your opponent's expanding, when they're teching up, what kind of army composition they're building, but especially in the early game, man. You need to know if your opponent's going for a 4-farm double, a 5-farm double, you know, maybe a 6-farm safe, you know, or 8-farm economic opening. Nice little harassment coming in for Batya, but it looks like he is going to lose all his lizards for it. So not an efficient trade pound for pound, you know, 120 food for 60, but you do got to think about the fact Valerius has got to rebuild that pig now. The lost mining time involved. So there's that for sure. That's always so annoying, man. I try to do that to people too. Like, just don't let their commander go back to town, you know. Yeah, I've been playing against mines a lot on the ladder lately, and I think what I've been noticing, man, is, you know, if you run like squirrel lizards, for example, you're building a bunch of lizards, I'll just build like 3 squirrels, you know, and then have the squirrels kind of be mine sweeping in front of my lizard army for me. That's been working pretty decently. So Batya is just going up for a lot of tier 1 at this point, and Valeris opts for that expansion. Let's take a look at the expansions on this map. It definitely goes to Batya a little bit, right? Not a little bit, like a lot. Like, Valeris just has access to a second base, and that's it, really. Yeah, he gets the 2 campfires, but that's only 2 farms. And meanwhile, Batya on his side of the map, man, he's got 3 expansions that he could possibly take. Takes 2 at once, which is interesting. Maybe he's taking this far one just to make sure Valeris doesn't, you know, like a 60 food investment, just for a little bit more map presence. And, you know, typically when you expand, you want to take 1 gristmill at a time, saturate it up before you take another, but there are exceptions to that. Like, if you're trying to take a forward gristmill, be aggressive, gain map control, you know, maybe place a couple defensive structures, contain your opponent, you know, things of that nature. Hey, see you later, Terra Borsman. Yeah, Valeris opting for that chameleon opening. You know, it's pretty bread and butter, by the book, you know, standard opening composition. But man, being super greedy on this expansion, but really so is Batya. So we're gonna get ourselves into a very nice mid game here. Kind of interested to see if either player is gonna be greedy enough to get a tier 3 unit out. Fast forward a little bit during the lull. Yeah, both players just going super macro at this point. I don't really expect an engagement to come out anytime soon. If Valeris threw a couple more mines, like right here, that'd be so brutal. Yeah, there we go. Batya opting for that Badger. And meanwhile, Valeris is just getting a ton of chameleons. Getting some nice mines placed out on the map. Let's see if... Yeah, Batya is not aware of the placement of any of these mines. So it could work out fairly well for Valeris. The one thing Valeris does have going for him here is that this area is nice and tight. And, you know, there's no way, like, Batya can't come in through that angle. So, I mean, yeah, Valeris doesn't have a lot going into the late game here, but he only really has 1 choke he's got to defend. So, if you're in Valeris' shoes here, your plan really needs to be, you know, ending this game soon. You know, we're at the 5:30 mark now. If it goes too much longer, it's going to be difficult for him. We're going to speed it up a little more as these guys just try to get up to the army compositions of their choosing. We got a big variety of tier 2 coming out. Yeah, those mine hits do go down, weaken up a lot of those lizards. Still able to get in there and kill that campfire. Let's see if that triggers Valeris to commit to a counterattack. He does indeed. These chameleons getting up on the skunks. 1 goes down. He's going to press the issue here, start doing damage to these structures, but Batya might have enough with Defender's advantage. He can get some good skunk clouds down. The Badger is out here, though, and that's the big story. Valeris is going to have to be very on top of his micro. Get those snakes to start applying poison stacks to that Badger. The rest of Batya's army is enough to clean up Valeris for now. And just keep him pinned, man. Ooh, does he get the snake? No, not quite. But it's not going to matter at this point. Batya's got the numbers. Ooh, Badger's getting pretty low, though. No pigeons here to heal this thing. It's not going to die, but, you know, Batya might have to wait a little while for that thing to heal back up before he decides to attack again. Yeah, and this is where it's going to start really hurting for Valeris here. Now that Batya is on his 3rd base and Valeris really does not have any options for a 3rd base, it's going to get difficult. Oh, going for a swim, having a good time. Playing some Marco Polo. Man, when's the last time I played Marco Polo, dude? It's been years. It's been a long time since I went swimming. Well, I did have to swim the other day, but that wasn't that wasn't voluntary. I had to go go acquire something from the other side of a stream bank. That was not very fun. Yeah, I mean, Batya's in good shape here, man. Valeris has really got to end the game now. I mean, he needed to end the game a couple minutes ago. Yeah, he's got to just commit to this big attack. Whether or not it's going to work. Because he really doesn't have any other economic opportunities available for him here. gets some good damage done, but Valia keeps his Badger alive. You know, he snuck that balloon out, which is on this nice, beautiful little spot. Boom, there it goes. I mean, Valeris did get some damage done there. You know, if they were on equal footing, that might put Valeris in a pretty good spot, but the real story here is this fully saturated third base for Batya. It's going to be rough for Valeris, and he knows it, you know. He knows he's got to get in here. Yeah, there he goes. Trying to split the map a little more favorably for him. He's really got to put his foot on the ground here, though. He cannot lose this gristmill. He needs it pretty desperately. Let's see, man. Oh, Valeris trying to make the dream happen. But Batya says, I don't think so. Comes in for the big engage. 4 stacks of poison on that Badger, though. I think it's going to go down. And Valeris takes a fantastic engagement. That's exactly what he needed. Let's see if Batya can defend. These balloons doing a great job here for him. You know, Valeris' army was very snake and chameleon heavy. Can't really deal with those balloons. Those balloons really might have just won the game for him, to be honest. And Batya able to re-rally very quickly because of his superior economy. And, you know, if this base falls for Valeris, I anticipate he's just basically going to tap out. I mean, these campfires are the only other thing keeping them alive, and they're not going to be here for too much longer. Yeah, I think that balloon was those 2 balloons on the high ground were definitely the MVP here. I was actually really impressed with that engagement from Valeris. He got some momentum back for a minute. You know, both players playing very well this game. It just shows the importance, you know, of a good economy here. And Batya taking that gristmill, that's going to be enough for Valeris to tap out. Poor Valeris, man. You nerds need to start submitting games of Valeris beating you. Gotta even it out a little bit. Okay. Cue him and Hopper on a date clip. Oh boy. Man, I gotta watch that one. That George Bush clip was pretty good, if you guys haven't seen that one. Alright guys, game number 5, let's do it. Who do we got this round? On the left, we have Cyanide Trick and Pigeon Power. I was gonna be very disappointed if Pigeon Power wasn't running pigeons. And in the bottom right, Quartermaster and Ramako. It's so funny because you can like change your Steam name all the time, right? Like, I should just change my Steam name to Mishi and just start tanking my games. Everyone's be like, man, Mishi hasn't been playing too well lately. No, man, why did I say that? I just hope people don't do that to people, guys. That's pretty mean. But yeah, Quartermaster is Firmar. Okay, yeah, thanks, chat. Pigeon Power is premium. Yeah, they're always changing it up, man. I do like how Firmar and premium, you know, kind of split up and are on different teams all the time. I mean, Ramako and Cyanide Trick are pretty well known 2v2 players, so. But I have seen games where they might be with some beginners or something, and they go on opposite teams, so that's really cool. Trying to get some stuff done with some mines here. Not the biggest deal in the world. Let's see where this game goes from here. Cyanide Trick setting up that barbed wire, man. Just a couple pieces. I like that. I like that better than making like an entire line, you know? Just a little bit. A little bit of barbed wire. Yeah, like, or just even like one piece right there. Well, I guess the other piece. Yeah, you can't go that way though. Nothing crazy so far. These guys just wanting to get up to that 8 farm economy, you know, get out a couple tier 1 warrants. Gristmill distribution. I mean, it looks like red and blue have access to 3, you know. Looks like yellow and green kind of have access to 3, a little more difficult. Well, yeah, they can get through there, so that's going to help. But here comes an attack out of Cyanide Trick. Going to try to get a pig. Does indeed. Loses a few lizards for it, but no big deal. And I don't know about this gristmill, man. I mean, it looks pretty tempting for Ramako to take. But, you know, if Cyanide and Pigeon here are on top of it, it'd be very easy for them to harass from the high ground. Yeah, you guys need to stop spoiling the Smurf names, guys. Jeez. Now Premium's gonna have to think of something else. You should name yourself Foxy and do your 4-farm fox build, man. Dude, it actually worked again. I 4-farm foxed a couple people successfully, even before the fox got buffed. I mean, kinda buffed, and it takes a little longer to make now. But all tier 3 do, not just the fox or anything. So the quartermaster here getting the edge, being the first player to go up to that second base, and Pigeon Power is not too far behind him. I'm gonna fast forward while there's not too much going on. I am trying to get to like a ton of replays tonight. But what I'm really okay. Here we go. Lizard's coming out, backs out after they see the skunks. Not wanting to overcommit. Lots of tier 3 in this game. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of waiting to see who throws down that tier 3 first. It was Pigeon Power. Where is that Warren? I do not see it at first glance. I want to look for it more, but red and blue are starting to move out. Dude, where is that boar, Warren? I bet it's like right on. Oh, there it is. Ah, sneaky, sneaky. Quartermaster's starting to get a pretty good economic lead, though, man. I mean, Pigeon Power did take that second base, but hasn't built any farms on it yet. And the Quartermaster does get out tier 3 of his own. Got that owl on the way. Beautiful little falcon harassment here. Given enough time, we'll take this gristmill. Let's see if red and blue come over to cover. But they might put themselves into a bad choke point here against yellow and green. Snake almost goes down. Yeah, there it goes. But now the tables might turn. No, they all get there in time. They're out and about. We got a big engagement coming down. Red and blue with a little bit of advantage from the high ground, but the Falcons kind of even that out a little bit, and neither team decides to commit too hard. 4-farm fox timing's messed up now, yeah, because it takes a little longer. Yeah, it did work like perfectly. Like exactly when you got 180 food, your fox would start. Yeah, I'm really liking the Quartermaster's position, man. I mean, he's the only one with an established second base. I mean, Cyanide Tricks, you know, got his up, got a couple farms going. Actually, as I say that, I miss Ramako here. Ramako's got a pretty established second base, and that boar is out, man, but the owl's not too far behind, nor is the wolf. The boar's a pretty big deal. We got two kind of simultaneous engagements going on at once. Boar's gonna drop. Gets a decent amount of damage done, but really the issue there, man, was red was fighting underneath that drumfire cannon fire that entire time, man. That did a lot of damage to his army. The turns have tabled. Oh god, like I hate the wolf in replays, man, because it's just so noisy. I'm just gonna quit talking for a little bit. We can listen to the wolf. Oop. Buffed up snake, hauling ass, trying to get some damage done, but the turns have tabled, and the snake goes down to poison damage of its own, of the enemy. Dude, wouldn't that be crazy if snakes like could not receive poison damage from the other snakes because they're like immune to venom, you know, because they're snakes? I don't know. That's a dumb idea. Don't listen to me. Trying to get some harassment done with the Falcons, but gonna get punished, man. Gotta be careful doing stuff like that, especially against wolves. You know, they'll speed up units and get underneath those Falcons very quickly. And lizards are a pretty good answer to Falcons anyways, right? So starting to spin these mice here is the Quartermaster. Love to see owl number 2 come out. Yeah, there you go. The Quartermaster's got such a healthy economy, and it is a 2v2. I wouldn't even mind owl number 3, you know, here shortly. I'm a little worried about Pigeon Power, man. His economy is a little lacking, and really red and blue, his economy is is pretty significantly behind yellow and green at this point. Ooh, trying to make sure all the sides are covered. Gonna come in here for a big engagement. I don't even know what's happening anymore in this game. Lots of stuff. Lots of gas cloud goes down. I mean, things shot each other. It's kind of hard to tell, right? Because yellow and green are on a team, red and blue are on a team, so yellow and green might be a little ahead. Turbals obtained. Oh, God. Yeah, this is what I was worried about with this base here, man. Especially with ferrets. Just abusing the hell out of that high ground. Ooh, nice reaction there from Cyanide Trick. Just poisoning the hell out of those falcons. But I don't see why Pigeon Power wouldn't just continue that assault onto that gristmill, knock it out. That would really significantly cripple Ramako here, man. And Quartermaster did manage to get a third base. That's going to be a big deal. I mean, at this point, nobody really can lose their second bases. And this engagement coming down on top of Pigeon Power's second. You see those couple mice over there just working on it. There it goes. Makes Pigeon Power go into the starving. Oh, man. I want to do an extra long cast today. I can barely even talk. Yeah, this is what I was worried about this base for, man. That is going to go down for sure this time around. But Quartermaster, I feel like, is really the one you got to look out for here. I mean, he's got a very healthy economy. He's got 2 owls out, you know. And he gets a 3rd owl, that'll be absolutely crazy. And not a lot of expansion options really left on the map. Yeah, just getting that free value done. So many pigeons out. For red and blue. I figured Pigeon Power would be the one that has all the pigeons, but it's actually Cyanide Trick. Got that pigeon buff. Do pigeons get buffed by wolves? Do they heal faster? They probably do, right? Oh man, those ferrets just poking and prodding from the back lines. This Drumfire gets up, that's gonna be a pretty big deal. You know, Drumfires have come pretty hard back into the meta after the changes, man. People have been using them pretty often, and for good reasons. They're not bad, and they're pretty good against the heavy tier 1, you know, meta that we have currently. So, dude, this wolf is just never gonna die, man. He got 12 pigeons with him, yelling at him constantly. Okay. The red does manage to get this base up, which is a big deal. Nobody's on the verge of starving right now. Everybody's economy is starting to get better. The Quartermaster did throw down that 3rd Owl Warren. So once that comes out, he's just going to have an absolutely stupid amount of free units. They're just running their way into this gristmill here, but the DPS for red and blue seems to be enough to mitigate that for now. So funny to see a wolf and some skunks with all these pigeons, man. That's awesome. Ooh, that Drumfire is at range, so that's going to be all she wrote. But luckily for Pigeon Power, he does have that other expansion already established, so he's not out of the game. And it looks like green and yellow's economies are just through the roof here. You know, they've got these fully saturated bases over here, and they've got high value units now with the Drumfire cannons, with the owls. It's an impressive amount of skunk clouds. What just happened? Something just happened. Oh, okay. Looks like red snuck in and knocked out one of green's gristmills, but not the biggest deal in the world anymore, as those gristmills are basically mined out at this point. We are 12 minutes in. And this game is just too crazy. So much skunk gas everywhere. Yeah, man, don't spell wolf wrong, man. Everybody knows how to spell wolf here. I was thinking about making, I don't know, I had two ideas for emotes. One of them was wolf, you know, like W-O-O-F, and then the other one was like the fox with sunglasses on. I don't know, what do you guys think? I can do a little bit of pixel art. I've dabbled in pixel art before, so I probably designed some emotes. I like this out of red and blue, though, just trying to get any piece of value out they can. You know, they're kind of on their last legs here. They don't have much more as far as expansions or economy goes. Good engagement here. Managed to take out those drum fires while green and yellow aren't in position, but this is what I'm talking about, man. When you get up to 3 owls, just so many mice. Now, the skunks deal with it fairly well. That's really all red and blue have left, man. Some skunks, some snakes, a couple squirrels. Every time I see snakes, I always think of Joe Dirt, man. Snakes and sparklers. That or like the South Park episode where they build that enormous fireworks snake, you know? That like destroys the whole town. Yeah, mice coming back in. And this might just be a little too much for red and blue. This crazy strategy's been keeping them alive for now. They're still in it. You know, you gotta hand it to Cyanide Trick and Pigeon Power here, man. They've been playing on a much inferior economy for, what, the last almost 4 minutes now, and they've managed to stay in it. So, nice little army composition here. All those pigeons are getting some work done for sure. A wolf head with the word wolf under it? Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. It's so many mice coming in. Ferrets just... Special ops ferrets trying to get whatever done they can. But green and blues, I mean, green and yellow have just had such a good economy for such a long time now. They should be able to come in here and end it out, but valiant effort from Pigeon Power and Cyanide Trick here. They held on against all odds for a very long time. Alright guys, that was crazy. Ooh, the burn from Chip. Alright guys, let's go to game number 6 here. Marxist-Leninist Hopperism versus Valeris. Spawning in the 6 o'clock, we've got Marxist-Leninist Hopperism. And in the 1 o'clock, Valeris. Valeris has got the moles. So let's see if he sells his 5th farm and goes for the rush. He did scout his opponent fast enough to do so. But you also kind of want to wait. It's weird, like you need to scout your opponent pretty quick, but you also kind of want your opponent to scout you pretty quick, right? So they see, okay, everything's normal, and then you sell it off and go for it. But not opting to do that this time. And, you know, both players going for that 5 farm safe opening. And pretty tier 1, tier 2 heavy decks here for both players. Marxist going for the Squirrel Toad Pigeon while we got Squirrel Lizard Mole. Where's that mole at? We got a mole coming out for Valeris. What's he thinking here? He's thinking, this is kind of interesting. I don't think we've really seen this before. Like 5 farm Warren opening, get your 3 lizards, and hope plus the mole. You know, you're going to have enough to break the back of your opponent, but Valeris wanted to get a contain going, man. If he can manage to get up a quick drum fire, you know, right outside his opponent's base and use this mole to kind of buffer, you know, while that drum fire is getting placed down, it's going to be a big deal for him, yeah, especially up here on this high ground. Oof. He's got it pretty well timed out, too. He had just enough money to get it done, but good scout out from Marxist made him kind of wait a second before doing so. And here we go, man. Marxist needs to see that immediately and respond to it. You know, maybe throw a turret out on this out here, you know. But it looks like it might be too late. This drumfire is gonna get up for Valeris, and nice mole use to try to buffer, for the drumfire cannon. And man, if Marxist Leninist Hopperism pulls this game out, we definitely a good one for the notepad, because I feel like he's in real rough shape at this point. What do you do from here, right? I mean, whenever this happens to me, I always try to just counterattack my opponent and, start kind of how we saw Frog do, in that one game. Just kind of be like, okay, this base is basically dead. Let me hopefully try to set up shop somewhere else and, go back to their undefended base, knock all that crap out. Ooh, yeah, Marx is trying to get out from the side here. Valeris isn't messing around. I don't know if Marx is going to have enough time. Already throws out another gristmill, which is very good. Definitely going to need that. But that squirrel kind of giving away the battle plan here. But Valeris doesn't seem to mind. He's going to stay here for now. Yeah, good reaction from Marx. He's taking basically everything else. I'd love to see him, try to knock out the main base from his opponent. Set up shop over here and basically start this game over. And Valeris has really got to finish this gristmill off now. So he can sell off some of those arty cannons and try to reposition himself. Yeah, that's going to be it for that gristmill. So good reaction from Marxist here. And Valeris actually was not able to finish this off either. So Marxist is going to have a decent economy going into this. Valeris will eventually kill it, but Marxist is actually not doing a terrible job defending the main, keeping it alive as long as he can. Those lizards aren't going to be enough with the pigs and the squirrels here. It barely stays alive. I feel like Marxist isn't in a bad spot. Sells off these warrens, is basically going to concede this base, set up elsewhere. And these drumfires aren't really protecting this base super well from the north, right? Now we got an interesting game on our hands here. 21 squirrels coming out here for Marxist Leninist Hopperism. Yeah, Valeris very smartly sells those cannons off. He really needs units now. Or he would at least need a cannon in a position that could defend his base from any angle. But I'm liking the spot Marxist is in, to be honest. I think, yeah, Valeris needs, I think he needs a drumfire. It's still going to be pretty useful against this just swarm of squirrels coming out here for Marxist, but it doesn't look like it's going to get up in time. Marxist is going to fire that down, and that looks like it's going to be all she wrote. I can't, yeah, there you go. So good reaction to that drumfire cannon rush cheese, and manages to take the game. Okay, I don't think it's gonna work, Preview, because it's not. I think it only works for like actual words. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be an actual word for me to do the thing. All right, guys, game number 7 here, Frog vs. Pile. Let's do it. The Drumfire. Okay, spawning in the 2 o'clock, we've got Pile, the bane of the ladder, and his opponent in the 8 o'clock, Frog, everyone's favorite troller. Okay, let's see what these guys go for, man. Pile does normally like to do this little mind play. Let's see if he goes for it now. Yep, sure enough he does. But Frog uses this style as well, so he's gonna know how to deal with it. And it's not the biggest thing in the world when that happens to you. I think the real, yeah, I think that's really where you get advantage doing it. Ooh, that's rough. But you know, if you do this to your opponent and force out a quick Warren to deal with those mines, you go home and you macro up. You know, you'll be in a slight economic lead in the early game. Yeah. So that's really the theory behind the strategy. And Pile going for this real defense heavy, this lizard mine, kind of meta playstyle. He's going to sprinkle mines all over the map. He's going to build up just a ton of lizards. And after you step on one of those mines and weaken up your army, he's going to try to pounce on you. Yeah, those mines do end up going down. No big deal. And let's see where the game goes from here. Frog actually deciding to go for the Squirrel Toad, which is going to put him in good shape against lizards. Now, Pyle can still, try to do flank attacks, run around. Actually, yeah, this is going to be rough for Pyle, to be honest, because Frog's got the Squirrel Toad, which counters Pure Lizard, right? And if you got Pure Lizard, the way to fight that is to try to run around, do something like this, right? When the big attack's coming off, and try to avoid a direct engagement. That's not gonna work. Is Frog just AFK? Oh man. Well, that's not gonna work for Pyle because he can't attack through there, right? Like, Frog's main base is actually pretty tight knit here. He's only really got this one entrance, which is not what lizard heavy players want to see. Lizard heavy players are really banking on the fact that they can do flank attacks, that they can abuse, multiple attack paths, that they can abuse the speed. It's going to be rough for Pyle to do that this game. So instead, Pyle is trying to pivot his strategy into a contain approach and just say, maybe I can just split this map favorably for me and kind of choke Frog out in the late game. Okay, Pyle trying to come in. Frog a little bit out of position, but he gets back in time. Yeah, and I mean, this composition from Frog here is a really good answer to just mass lizards. I mean, chameleons, toads, squirrels, and he's even got the ferrets to break out of this contain. But the thing Pyle does have going for him here is map control and a better economy. Yeah, that drum fire is going to be a little more difficult for the ferret to deal with. But if he can get up here on this high ground, Pyle can still control this high ground fairly effective. Or Frog can still control this. He's not aware of those couple mines, but Pyle did not go super crazy with mines this game. Just a couple here and there. And the tier 2 is coming out for Frog, and the complexity of the army composition here for Frog is going to be rough for Pyle to deal with, man. This is not the way Pyle wanted to play this game. That's actually a really smart mine because it grants high ground vision. So Frog's going to have to micro his heart out here to try to get some turrets down, while under that drumfire fire. Ooh, oh, Pyle. Oh, beautiful toad engagements here for Frog. Frog's #1 fan is in the chat. Frog himself. Alright, can these ferrets get down that drumfire? Looks like, ooh, almost. Gets out I think that was a balloon Pyle was trying to build. Yeah, this is what's rough for Pyle, man, because this strategy is really dependent on abusing the speed of lizards. Being able to attack from multiple angles, catching your opponent out of position. And it's very difficult for, oh man, those mines out of Frog. Getting a lot of work done, cutting Pyle's army count in half. And Pyle's kind of backed up into a corner now. These toads do go off, not on the lizards though. So Pyle's gonna give it one last hurrah, but it looks like Frog is able to take the game off Pyle. So. Yeah, some pretty money toad and mine hits there for Frog. Alright guys, let's keep this thing going. I hope everybody enjoyed Cyborg's show last night. Really cool, man. I like his production value a lot. big shout out to him. And he is planning on doing a show next Wednesday to talk about microing your units properly. So. Oh yeah, the chat. Oh god. Hey, Frog's a good part of the chat, man. he's a bit silly, but he doesn't get mad if you poke a little fun at him. So let's hop into game number 8, guys. It must be that cold blood that he's got, right? Right, guys? Some dad jokes. Oh man. Oh god. I should just stop streaming now. All right. Chip from space versus Blue Cat. Let's do it. Okay, and at 12 o'clock, we've got Chip from space. And his opponent in about the 7, Blue Cat. Yeah, and this is, I mean, Chip kind of likes his composition a lot. You know, his lizards, his wolf, his falcons. You know, he mixes it up a lot, though. Chip is not a one-trick pony. You know, he tries out a lot of different deck compositions. So cool to see this coming out of him, and so far it's so good. Nothing crazy. No 5 farm doubles or 4 farm doubles or anything like that. These guys just kind of scouting each other out. And I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, not too much. Yeah, okay. Now here comes the 5 farm double from Chip. So it was a little bit of a feigned, delayed 5 farm double. You know, it wants to kind of show his opponent. You know, a lot of the early game in Tooth and Tail is about mind games. But Blue Cat should be fine here. I mean, he had a pretty decent response, right? And I wonder if Chip's going to sell off a Warren or if he's going to commit to this. No, he's going to commit. He's going to come in here and hopefully try to catch Blue Cat at an angle he's not prepared for. Oh, what's up, Blue Cat? Commander Kitty Cat. Ooh. Oh, Blue Cat! Nice. Sells the farm. Only takes 30 food worth of damage. Kills a couple lizards on the back end of it, so kind of even, right? Like, he killed at least 2 lizards there, and he lost 30 food worth of a building farm. You know, so not the end of the world. Blue Cat's got to be feeling okay to hold off the aggression from Chip. And we'll see where these guys want to take the game from here. I wonder if Blue Cat's going to put some lizards into his composition. Since he saw lizards of his opponent. I might try going Squirrel Toad again, man. Like, lizards are really fun, but I've been playing with lizards nonstop lately. I like that Squirrel Toad, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are opting for very lizard-heavy builds in the meta right now. Might be a good opportunity to get those toads back in there for sure. Interesting. Blue Cat going for a very quick expansion here with the balloon to mitigate the risk a little bit. Meanwhile, Chip's building a balloon himself. Not super sure why at this point. I think his position was okay without the balloon, but he's going to be extra safe. You know, obviously it's going to help him take that campfire, but you know, this balloon would make more sense to me if there was like a gristmill, you know, back here or something. You know, Chip's just playing it slow. Maybe he saw the balloon of his opponent, was like, okay, I'll build a balloon too. Why not? And yeah, that's one thing that's difficult about this map, though. I mean, Chip doesn't really have fantastic expansion options available to him. I mean, neither does Blue Cat. I mean, yeah, this is better for him, but all this water is kind of a pain in the ass. You know, this high ground over here with no ramp is going to be a pain in the ass. And, so that's really what I'm worried about. And it looks like Blue Cat's aware of it. You know, Chip can abuse this high ground with the ferrets that he has, you know, pretty easily. Maybe even the falcons. At the same time, this balloon, yeah, these balloons are going to make defending this high ground much easier for Blue Cat, as it's going to grant him vision up there. So he's going to be not so scared for now. Let's see what the move is for Chip. Man, Blue Cat really trying to muscle for position onto this map. Taking a lot of gristmills up front. I think he's going to want to try to piggyback these balloons even further up and try to make a good front line for himself. But Chip's got a pretty scary composition here, man. A lot of falcons. You know, got the lizards and toads to back him up. They're gonna just punish the hell out of this forward gristmill from his opponent. Woo, I caught the stream. What's up, Cold Warp Gates? Glad to have you here, man. Yeah, I know a lot of people can't catch it live, but I do get pretty good views on the past broadcasts. I think mainly from our European guys, because it's like 2 or 3 in the morning over there right now. Really, if you're on the West Coast, that's like the best time to do this. I'm on the East Coast, you know. But, well, actually, I don't know. Because on the West Coast, I guess the stream starts at 5. You might not be home from work yet. Yeah, we got some crazy balloon wars going on here, man. Really cool to see. Good micro, good harassment out of these Falcons. Really abusing their range and the mobility of being able to fly over water. Decent toad hits there. Gonna put Chip in a pretty decent spot. Blue Cat does have the better economy going. You know, Chip really hasn't saturated a second base too much yet, but this ferret play is really good. I should probably start doing this, man, because I run ferret falcon too, but a lot of times I'll build my ferret first. It does make a lot more sense to build the falcons first and kind of build the ferrets as needed, you know. Man, Chip getting a lot done with these falcons. They're starting to get damaged though. You know, just a couple more hits and Blue Cat will take them out. No tier 3 or anything yet, but it's kind of crazy game. Can't really get up to that at this point. Yeah, Chip needs a few more farms. Looks like he's coming over to second base to get that knocked out. And Blue Cat wanted to come in for a run by, but not gonna happen. Chip is in position and aware. He's gonna have to back out for now. 425 in Latvia. Yeah, damn, man. You're a trooper, dude. I know some of you European guys stay up late and watch the show, man. It's really cool. I'm sure you're just a night owl anyways. I don't want to get too full of myself. Oh, they're staying up just for the show. Like, I stay up pretty late most of the time too. It's a bad habit. I wake up early and then I just don't have any sleep. But you know, life is short. I can sleep when I'm dead, right? No, that's really bad. Sleep is super important, guys. Don't skip out on your sleep. Swifty, nah, I have not played your game yet. Uh-oh, Blue Cat. Dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Oh, can he not fit through there? Ah. Oh, man. That sucks, dude. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful of the toads. Damn, it's pretty good toad hits there for Chip. Knocks out a lot of those lizards. You know, Blue Cat's actually been on a pretty superior economy most of this game. But Chip with some good control of these ferrets and falcons has been able to constantly push down on his opponent. And it's really been these toad engagements, man, for Chip have been very good. It's netted him a lot of value. Hey DJ, what were you talking about? Enabling emotes or something? Do I not have certain emotes enabled on my stream? I don't know, man. I don't know how to stream. I'm just faking it. But yeah, if somebody can enable those, I mean, feel free. If a mod can do it, or you just message me, tell me how to do it. I'm sure it's pretty easy. Yeah, I was talking about some emotes. I was thinking like a wolf emote. Everybody likes to make fun of me for the way I say wolf. Or I was thinking like a fox with sunglasses, you know, like kind of like a deal with it type thing. I do like me some fox. I don't know, it's hard because when you make an emote, you want that emote, you know, to be usable in certain situations, right? To be expressive. That, like, I like the wolf idea, but it's like, that's not like a reaction, you know? Or I guess when I say wolf, everybody can spam it. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Whatever you guys want. Maybe I'll put it up to a vote. One of those, what's it called? The little quick, like, little vote things you can make. A lot of streamers use. I forget the name of it right off the top of my head. that's going to be it, man. Chip got a lot of damage done throughout the game, utilizing good Ferret and Falcon micros, some good Toad hits. Dude, everybody's saying woof, man. I might have to make a woof emote. Woof! Might have to be the woof emote. Okay. You guys ready for some premium bonkage? This is some fresh bonkage, limited edition. This is holographic bonkage we got here. It's worth an extra $1.25 on eBay. Let's get into it, guys. Spawning in the 3 o'clock, we've got Pop Dork. And his opponent in the 9 o'clock, running the Fox. We've got Bonk. Straw poll, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. I know, man. Makes a big deal about fighting. More replays button, never uses it. I know. It's still just not. You don't understand, man. I've casted so much Tooth and Tail at this point. Like, I'm on like hour 70 or 80 of casting games combined, and it's like muscle memory at this point. I don't even think about it. I just say quit replay, go back to the thing. I need to adjust to more replays though. It's more efficient. It's gonna save me like 3 seconds. Nothing crazy so far. You know, Pop Dork opting for that 5-farm opener, but Bonk going for the 5-farm double. And he's got the lizards this time. So let's see if he takes advantage of the timing window and goes in and smacks his opponent around a little bit. It's time to get bonked. I hear I say premium bonkage. I know when I said that, it was going to be weird because your name's Premium Bo. But I said it anyways, man, because I'm the best. Yeah, okay. I was thinking about Pop Dork's name earlier. Like, is he a dork that likes pop? Yeah, I'm assuming pop is in what Northerners call soda. I mean, soda is the correct term. You know, I'm gonna throw that out there. Like, is he a dork that likes to drink pop, or is he a dork for pop? Like, he knows a lot of pop stats. Like, well, you know, in 1943, Coca-Cola changed their recipe to include more aspartame. Good little attack coming out for Bonk here. Gets a farm, backs out, manages to save a lizard. Pop is not correct. Pop. Let's go get some pop. No, man, it's soda. Isn't it soda? Let's start a chat war. Really, it's just gonna be Northerners versus Southerners. Like, that's all. Man, I was in Chicago like a couple months ago on a business trip, and I'm at a restaurant. I tried to order a sweet tea. And they're just like, we don't have sweet tea. And I get it, you know, sweet tea is like a southern thing, but dude, it's 2018, man. Like, how have we not, you know, solidified a little bit? Like, how do you not serve sweet tea in restaurants in the north? It just doesn't make sense to me. Wolf. Is that how you're supposed to say it? Wolf? You gotta really pronounce that L to not get made fun of. Wolof. Wolof. Should just start saying Wolf. Wolf. I don't know, man. I can't speak. Don't listen to me. Premium Bo's probably right. What the hell is smock? I have no idea what that is. Oh, Pop Dork got a pretty quick second base. Let's see if he gets saturated up. Bonk going for those snakes. Both players throwing down an arty cannon because, hey, why not? Pretty good unit. But yeah, I like that. That was good. That was a good play off Bonk. You know, he threw down the drum fire just to be safe. Kind of realized, okay, I don't really need this anymore. Sells it off to get his army going a little better. Did he scout? No, so he's not aware of the second base for Pop Dork here. But Pop Dork is indeed aware of Bonk's second base. It's not even north versus south. I don't know, man. Yeah, but Wisconsin and Minnesota are so close to Canada, right? Don't they kind of pick up on their mannerisms? Like, do they say sorry up there? They got Canadian accents. Gotta be the funniest, right? Like, I feel like that's half the reason Trailer Park Boys is so funny. It's just damn Canadian accents, dude. I don't mean to make fun of you if you're Canadian, but it is a pretty funny accent. I think the most annoying accent is like that New Jersey accent, you know? Like, man, I don't know why I'm talking crap about about accents. I'm alienating my audience here. Just that New Jersey, or like Boston, you know, like that kind of accent. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Ooh, barely gonna be able to kill that falcon there. Dude, I don't remember what a smock is. Are you Canadian, Shao Tu? I saw this like medieval meme. It was like a knight stabbing another one. It was like, sorry. It was like Canadian knights. I mean, so far so good in this game. I don't mean to neglect these guys, man. I'm derping off a little bit too much, but you know, these guys are just getting up their second bases. You know, building up to the army comps that they want. Pop Dork's going real heavy into Falcons. Meanwhile, Bonk is a little bit spread out on his tier 2. Bonk actually, yeah, you can really tell the difference on why, you know, just kind of placing defense. It can be, you know, not optimal. I mean, just look at Bonk's army on paper. You know, Pop Dork's had a better economy for longer, but he's had so much money wrapped up into these drumfire cannons. You know, Bonk has several. He's got a couple tier 2 on his opponent. He's got a tier 1 Warren. I'd really love to see Pop Dork sell off at least this drumfire. You know, but no big deal, man. Ooh, gotta be careful. Great engagement here for Pop Dork. Knocks out quite a few of Bonk's Falcons there. Only loses maybe 1 or 2 himself. We shouldn't poke fun at Canadians, guys. We should poke fun at the Amish. You make fun of the Amish all you want, but they're never gonna know. That was a Dave Attell joke, man. Man, Dave Attell, the old Dave Attell is so funny, man. Like, one of my favorite stand-up comedy albums of all time is Skanks for the Memories by Dave Attell. It's super dirty, you know, so parental advisory warning there, but dude, oh my god, that album is so good, dude. I'd love to see Dave Attell live. I'm a pretty big stand-up comedy nerd, man. I haven't seen as many as I'd like. I saw Bill Burr, I saw Joe Rogan. I think that's really it. Yeah, off the top of my head. I've been to a ton of music shows, you know. Definitely want to see more. I didn't see Tom Segura. Tom Segura is really funny too. But okay. The tier 3 is on its way here. Pop Dork did take the Badger. Bonk's got the Fox. It hasn't been paid for yet, but he is saving his money for it. And Pop Dork is getting his way out on the map here. This is going to kind of be difficult, really, for either player to secure a third base. But, you know, definitely whoever owns this base is going to have an easier time getting this 6 o'clock base as well. So Bonk really doesn't want to let that happen, and he's going to move out now and try to deny this. Tries to make sure that drumfire cannon doesn't get up. He's going to kill that gristmill pretty quickly. He's just going to back out of there. Good play from Bonk. You know, it's kind of awkward when you have a tier 3 cooking, you know, moving out. It's like, kind of want to wait for that tier 3 to get done. Ooh, pretty good engagement it looked like for Pop Dork, at least up front. Yeah, and he's got a lot of Falcons left over. I looked away for a second. He had a Badger, but I guess it got deleted by Bonk's Snakes here. And that drumfire cannon really helping Pop Dork out in this engagement. It takes these two gristmills in the middle are just so difficult for either player to take, man. And you know, Pop Dork looks like he's gonna make that classic mistake. You know, Cyborg was really talking about last night, man. You know, win a big fight and then you want to push out because that's just kind of your natural reaction, but it doesn't really work like that, man. You kind of got to give it a second, you know, kind of reorganize, you know, regroup, and push out then. But now Bonk has a Fox. So he's gonna get foxy here. Let's see how much work this Fox can get done. It's difficult microing the fox against defensive structures, so he's got to be careful. Oh, beautiful high ground here for Bonk to snipe out a pig or two. Always gotta love that as a fox player, indeed. Fox is probably one of the most hated units, right? Like, I don't feel like there's any middle ground with foxes. Like, you either love or you hate a fox. Like, people have strong opinions about the fox. I mean, what other units are really like that? Like, I don't know. Is any other unit as divisive as the fox is? Some people really don't like toads. I don't know, like, what other units do people just hate? I mean, you know, everyone's kind of... I haven't really heard anybody, you know, hating on a badger or anything, for example. Or a boar, rather, you know. I think some people hate owls. Oh, mole, yeah, of course. How did I forget about mole? Yeah, fox and mole for sure. See, I hate moles, but I love the fox. Fox is my favorite unit. But Bonk doing a good job with this fox so far. You know, staying aware of these third and fourth bases, which are going to be critical for either player to win the game. Nice little, just running the Falcons up. Bonk's actually getting pretty good, man. Like, this is some decent micro coming out of Bonk here. Some good game sense, too. I haven't heard of Pop Dork, so I don't want to, you know, go too hard on him. He might be a newer player, but he's been playing fine. He hasn't been floating a bunch of money or anything like that. You know, keeping it real. Here we go. Bonk thinks he's got enough, and he wants to come in and seal the deal. Good target fire onto his opponent's badger. The fox is still alive for now. Yeah, Bonk starts microing it back a little bit, but the rest of Bonk's army is starting to get deleted. He's got to be careful and manages to run home at least with his tier 3 army. His tier 3 unit's still alive. I'd love to see Bonk sell off a couple of these tier 2 warrens. Beautiful. Yeah, no, the points about Fox are very true. I just like the Fox because I consider it for one, it's just really fun to play with for me. Like, I just really enjoy controlling a Fox. And for two, I've always been really attracted to, like, high risk, high reward play styles in games. And the Fox kind of reminds me of, like, Mutalisks in StarCraft almost, you know. Not very good in a direct fight, but a fantastic harassing tool. Fox, how much does Fox do? Yeah. I mean, it does more than 12. Yeah, no, it should do 24, right? Because of a shot from a fox. A shot from a fox will leave another fox at 1 HP. Yeah, it's 24 per shot. Muta not good in a fight. Lingbane Muta was the Zerg core for a while. Oh yeah, no. Well, even still though, like the Mutas are used to clean up the metavacs and stuff in ZVT. Yeah, StarCraft 2 is a little weird when it comes to that. I think it more like Brood War. But pound for pound, if you think about how much money a Mutalisk costs, I mean, 10 Mutas is 1,000 minerals of gas. That is quite a bit. If you put that same money into Hydralisk, it's stronger, as you see in the current StarCraft 2 meta. But the design of the Muta is to harass. But okay, where are we at in these games? We're on game number 10 here, guys. Game number 10. Swifty versus DJ Soak. The big names coming into this one. Yeah, the stat shows damage per second. Yeah. Not actual damage per shot, if you will. But spawning in the 6 o'clock, we've got Swifty. And in the 1 o'clock, his opponent, DJ Soap. DJ opting for a very defense-oriented build. I mean, he's got moles. I don't think DJ's ever played a game without moles. Well, the Falcons make sense. Interesting to see DJ running without toads or lizards. I really like to see how he deals with mass lizards with his playstyle. And Swifty should be aware of the fact DJ probably going for a mole. Oh, man, that was... Oh! Swifty barely canceled his burrow home in time to see DJ Soak's double fake there. You know, sells all the stuff to make Swifty think he's gonna mole rush, comes back and starts doing a little bit more regular stuff here. Yeah, defense oriented. Probably the reason DJ has so many defensive structures is because he wants to take like this gristmill and build them right outside your base, right? This seems like DJ's playstyle. But not a whole lot to say here. You know, DJ really demonstrating some strong mind games in the early game. You know, with Swifty responding to it pretty well. You know, Swifty's no slouch either, so didn't quite fall for it. And we're gonna even out here into to a pretty normal early to mid game. Nothing crazy going on yet. And as I say that, you know, Swifty's going up to 4 squirrels, which isn't crazy yet, you know, or 4 squirrel warrens, I should say. Then you get up to like 5, 6, 7, 8, then it's like okay, but you know, like 3 to 4 right off the bat is pretty normal. DJ snagging that campfire because hey, why not? I mean, you might as well. The double squirrel mole push, eh? Yeah. I really love to see moles being used for things other than that, like hardcore early game, you know, mole attack. I think it's healthy. Like I've kind of said it multiple times. You know, the meta game has got to have that aggro versus safe versus economic opening. You know, triangle triad. Tier 3 coming out for Swifty. Is DJ gonna scout it? So far, no. But it looks like Swifty's gonna get away with it. You know, he gets that badger out, a bunch of pigeons. It's gonna be very difficult for DJ to deal with, especially with the composition that he's running. Yeah, well, it's such a great spot to hide a tier 3, man. I love it. DJ, what are these arty cannons for? Alright, now DJ's gonna see it. DJ probably knew something was up, you know, just kind of looking at the warrens that Swifty had, kind of running some numbers in his head, saying, okay, it looks like a little bit of food's missing. But he does scout it there, tries to pressure it with some moles, but not gonna get away with it. Swifty reacted fast enough. Yeah, DJ going for some crazy defense here. Very interesting. I think DJ's just messing around. I have no idea. Yeah, there he goes. 4 drumfire cannons. Coming up here. I mean, maybe he thinks it might be a fox. Even still, you don't need that much. Why do you have so much defense, DJ? Are you just messing around? What is going on here, dude? Are you okay, DJ? Oh man, that does feel good, man. And just look at that. It just looks pretty. It's like a work of art. But Swifty's got this composition, man. He's got the Rambo Badger, bunch of pigeons to boot. Yeah, it's a very serious game. Oh man, I think DJ's just having fun for sure. It's the drumfire meta, dude. What he's going for is just slowly creeping these drumfires up, 1 tile at a time, until he's outside his opponent's base. Dude, I am just confused. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's weird, like, both these players are better than me, you know? So, I don't know. Hey, that's a lot of hardy cannons, man. I mean, it's gonna be difficult to break this second base here. But the map isn't getting split super well for DJ. I mean, unless he can get the stuff over here as well. It's gonna be hard to ever really break this here. Yeah, DJ doesn't submit. I know, he hates me. Man, I don't even know what to say anymore, guys. This is a game, indeed. With a lot of drumfire cannons. And a lot of bases. Yeah, Swifty's not messing around. This is the right approach, you know. Just like, yeah, just get super ahead. And this is starting to work for DJ. He's creeping up. Slowly but surely, and this base for Swifty's not gonna last too much longer. The slow creep of doom. I mean, what do you even really do against that? I mean, you can kill drumfires of ferrets, right? Like if you micro well. Well, these drumfires are gonna knock out Swifty's second base for sure. Spreading a creep. Oh, man. This is just silly. You know, I love silly games, so I have no issue with this. This is entertaining, is what it is. But Swifty, man, slowly but surely, as that Badger count increases, he's gonna eventually have the power. Nice little poking and prodding on the sides. Is Swifty over here trying to gain the rest of the map for himself. Ooh, man. We've kind of been laughing at this for a while, but this is kind of starting to work. I mean, look at that. That is indeed a thing that is happening right now. I mean, what did DJ really lose there? You know, a handful of squirrels? He's just slowly gonna creep forward. Like, if DJ takes this base, you know, then he can start building drumfire cannons in range of Swifty's base over here at the 8 o'clock, most likely, right? Hey, you kill drumfires of ferrets, can't you? Don't they have the same vision and range? You just have to, you have to dance a lot. It's not easy. I think it can be done. I'll have to look at the range again. Yeah, DJ trying to get that base to expand the cancer closer to Swifty, but not yet, says Swifty. Yeah, yeah, you're right, DJ. Not against this many, for sure. But I'm saying if it's a regular game, your opponent has like one drumfire cannon, you know, you could take that out with ferrets with some good micro. Yeah, against this many drumfires, I mean, once you have this many, it's like when you have this many balloons, man. It's like, what can you really do? Really, the way Swifty wins this game, in my opinion, is taking it really long. Ooh, Badger going down. You know, taking it long and not letting DJ take this base and trying to starve him out. Oh my god, this is just silly, dude. Thank you for submitting this game. This is just nonsense. I don't know, man. It looks like DJ's getting the upper hand. This is gonna put Swifty's economy in a very bad spot. Dude. So many drumfires. This is the most drumfires I've seen in a game since the new patch. Let's see if Schwifty can figure something out. Opting to go for the squirrels, hoping he can maybe outposition his opponent, run around, and get something done. Let's see it. 18, 19 lizards. DJ is aware. I mean, I guess Swifty could try to come through the back. Artie McDJ. DJ Artie. Here we go. Let's see if 34 squirrels through the back door is gonna be enough. One Grismo goes down. Oh, man. Blood. That's a lot of dead lizards. I think that's gonna be it. DJ winning with an absurd amount of drumfire cannons there. Really interesting game. Yeah, ferrets, falcons, owls are all pretty good against drumfires, but once you get that many drumfires, man, where are we at? Game number 11? Okay. Actually, you know what, guys? We've gone for 2 hours. I'm not going to end the show. I am going to go a little later tonight, but I'm going to take a quick break. So don't go anywhere, guys. It's going to take like a 5-minute break, and we will be back to finish up, 6 more replays, so stay tuned, guys. I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright. I'm back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Let's put back on the old headphones. Alright, where are we at? We're on this 2v2, right? Okay, let's hop into it, guys. Who we got this time around? Looks like in the bottom, we've got Ammo Clip and Hazanek. And their opponents kind of spread out in the north are Dagnar and Pigeon Power. This is a 2v2, right? Yeah. They're really spread out, man. Okay. Anything crazy? Nothing looks too crazy yet. You know, deck compositions look pretty normal. Nothing catching my eye thus far. Looks like we're gonna approach, you know, regular early to mid game. Nobody opting for any crazy aggression. Oh, Pigeon Power's planting some mines. Where are those mines at? Oh, just outside his base. No big deal yet. Let's speed this up a little bit, get to some action. Got a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground to cover tonight, guys. Let's see. Dagnar is going for pretty quick double Warren before 8 farms, so that might be a thing. And meanwhile, Hazanek over here going for that quick expansion. That's a very quick expansion. That's like at the minute 15 mark. And on top of that, going straight up the skunks, man. Hazanek's not messing around. Yeah, not a super lot going on yet. These guys just kind of gearing up. This actually might be a pretty crazy macro 2v2 here. Yellow and blue really taking the lead on these expansions, man. You know, green and red really need to get in there and punish them for that, or take some expansions themselves. You know, red did snag the campfire in the corner over here. We'll give him a little bit of extra income. We'll speed it up a little bit as the game progresses here. How's everybody doing, man? Ooh, dude, yellow is going crazy. Double expanding, saturating up that base. All right, I'm looking for anything weird. Nothing weird so far. Expansion's going down for all players, but Dagnar here so far. Dagnar's got, actually, yeah, no, he took an expansion. I'm just blind. But he's got this nice little, you know, base over here in the 3 o'clock. It should be pretty easy for him to defend, especially with a couple little defensive structures there, you know. Here we go. Blue looks like he wants to move out, knock out the campfire from old Pigeon Power here. Let's see if it works. He's got a couple skunks to deal with these squirrels. He needs to be careful. He doesn't want to lose those skunks now. Getting a little bit low, but brings them back just in time, and Pigeon Power reacts and is able to keep that campfire alive for now. Hey, Frog, you were a bloody low ranker at 1.2, right? We need low rankers, man. That's good. It means more people are playing the game. All right, Red's wanting to put some pressure on. Love to see some good ferret micro coming out here, and those pigeons gonna give him a little bit of extra vision. Doesn't really need it here, but helps him see over. I'm not sure. Can he see over that stuff? I think you can a little bit. Yeah, you can see over terrain doodads. Yeah, Red just out here by himself, bullying both of his opponents. Blue's getting into position, trying to help defend Yellow's base, but Red's already got quite a bit of damage on. He already killed 3 pigs. They're trying to secure this position with a lot of defense, but Green's kind of keeping them busy on the side while Red's just raining hell down with these ferrets, and they've really got to answer this quickly or else this gristmill will go down. Yeah, good ferret play coming out of Pigeon Power here. And quite a bit of value, but Yellow doesn't even care, man. He's got another base, 8 farms on the way anyways. Yeah, blue and yellow just kind of skyrocketed up in their economy, but red and green aren't far behind. You know, they've got saturated up second bases on the way too. Badger did get placed down. Yellow and blue both opting to go up to their tier 3 already, so maybe if they can kind of hold on until they get a nice army composition with tier 3 involved, you know, they might be in good shape, but this is not going to help Hazanik here. You know, red just dominating him in the engagement, but meanwhile, yellow trying to come over here and fight green and try to take this gristmill right from underneath them. I don't think it's going to work too well. Kind of got 2 engagements going on once on either side of the map here. Looks like green's going to be able to knock out this gristmill from yellow. And red's putting on some really good pressure on this side here. You know, it looks like blue and yellow really wanted to wait for their tier 3 to come out. But in the meantime, you know, red and green have not been messing around, just letting it happen. And it's crazy seeing like split engagements in a 2v2 like this, but it is a pretty big map, and red and green are very far away from each other, so makes sense, I guess. It looks like so far red and green are kind of winning on both fronts, but yellow's got the badger out. Oh, but it needs to stay alive. Oh, barely alive for now. Ammo, dude, you gotta be careful, man. He's just running in with this badger. Low HP, no! Ugh. That hurts. It's painful. What's going on the other side of the map? Oh, the boar's out. Boar's still alive for now. But man, after yellow lost that badger, I mean, yellow lost his base over here too. I mean, green's been doing a great job keeping the pressure up on that end, and meanwhile, red manages to knock out the badger of his opponent with just tons of pigeons in that army. I don't know, man. Red and green look like they're in really good shape here. I mean, yellow and blue went for pretty decently quick tier 3s, and you gotta keep those tier 3s alive, man. It's a big investment. And red and green have stabilized on pretty decent economies here as well. Let's see where they take the game from here. Speed it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yellow is starving, man. That's not good for him. Pigeon's got his own boar out. Hazanik just bails out of the game, says this is over. Yellow follows suit. Did you say badger or boar? Listen, man. Listen, I'm a little tired. I'm probably gonna make a couple mistakes. Okay, let's see how many we can get through, guys. Let's hop into game number 12 here. Zombag versus Marxist-Leninist Hopperism. Spawning in the 6 o'clock, we've got Zombag. And his opponent in the 1, Marxist-Leninist Hopperism. Running that barbed wire. Interesting, man. I love to see barbed wire and like little, like just one piece of barbed wire, like right there, you know? That's really awesome. Zombag still on 4 farms. Ooh, takes a really quick campfire in the middle of the map. Maybe his strategy here is gonna be try to build a bunch of defense right on top of that. Yeah, he hasn't built anything yet, so I'm imagining he wants to get a proxy arty cannon out, right? Yeah, he's got the 120 food for it. The Marxist does have a couple squirrels about to be on the way. I don't know, man. That cute farm's not gonna help him. Campfire is now up, and the balloon comes out first for Zombag. I think the drum fire would have been better here, but balloon will still apply pressure. But the real problem is that as long as Marxist keeps his cool, he should get ahead on economy. Ooh, yeah. The balloon drum fire contain. Yeah, you got to keep in mind Zombag is only on 5 farms, so that's what I'm a little worried about for him. Yeah, it comes back. Builds, yeah, there you go. Keeping up with his economy here is going to be very important to win this game. Let's see how Marxus reacts. He's building kind of a bread and butter composition. He is definitely aware of what's happening here. Gets the ferret out and try to take out that drumfire with the ferrets, but the balloon's gonna definitely make that more difficult. And Zombag, dude, he is not fooling around with this contain. He wants to take the gristmill aside, push Marxus's territory back even further, you know, continue to build defensive structures right outside of his opponent's base. Yeah, that is so mean, man. Bunch of meanies on the ladder. That's not gonna work. Marx is on top of it with his scouting. Manages to take that out. And looks like Marxus is just gonna run around, which is the proper response, man. If your opponent's investing a lot in defense, you can manage to get around that. You gotta be careful with his micro. Doesn't want to walk this ferret right in. No, poor ferret. That's one dead ferret, guys. This is one dead main base, the Zombag here. It doesn't look like he's gonna quite have enough units to take everything out, but does some okay economic damage. The real problem is just bleeding these ferrets though, man. Gotta be careful. Oh no. That drumfire gets up right in range of Marxus here. Doing some economic damage to his main base. I don't know, I don't think it's in range of the gristmill, but yeah, if Marxus was individually controlling the lizards and squirrels area when it lost the ferrets, that's kind of a big deal, especially when you're in this scrappy position, man. Bleeding out 120 food worth of ferrets is definitely not helping the cause. And Zombag, it's got the better economy now. You know, Marxus wants to keep up, trying to get his second base established, trying to do what he can against these drumfires, but you know, the balloon drumfire combo is very mean. Looks like he'll finally be able to break that through brute force. And balloons by themselves are not so great, so Marxus is starting to pop out a little bit. But Zombag's got enough economy now to where he's producing units as well. So it's going to be difficult for Marxus to keep this up. Yeah, Zombag really can't afford to lose this base. If Marxus gets this base, it's going to be huge. You know, Zombag opting to try to take out this gristmill for Marxus, but that's really not where his units need to be. And he transitions a little too late. And, you know, he's going to be able to clean up most of Marxus's forces here. Definitely gets another ferret, which is a big deal. You know, but now Zombag's economy is in the dumps, man. It's going to be hard for him to keep this up. Yeah, he's going to have to go home and try to rebuild a couple farms. He's got all these nice campfires he can take, though, as well. Help him out. So far, Marxus has been keeping it pretty cool. You know, a little bit of miscontrol with the ferrets running into the middle, but other than that, you know, he's trying to figure it out. I mean, it's definitely a frustrating position to play in, for sure. Good move from Zombag. You know, Marx is going to bleed out some units trying to run across here. You know, taking hits from the sniper, you know, taking hits from the drumfire. It keeps that ferret alive for now, which is good. But does keep that second base up, which is very important. Oh! Alright. Ferret's still alive. Gotta be careful. Zombag doing a good job targeting the important units, but that ferret living with 1 HP. He's gonna get a tattoo about that experience, man. Ugh! That balloon drumfire is just so mean, dude. Let's see how Marxus can take the game from here. Yeah, Zombag going real all in on this forward positioning, but we're at the 620 mark, so he needs to think about expansion. His main base didn't mine out very quickly because he kind of, you know, waited a very long time before taking all those farms. You know, built a lot of economy over there. Gonna try to come in, but Marxus should be able to run over these squirrels with his lizard squirrel army. Does snag a Warren, but he's forced to retreat after that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Commander Kitty Cat. I appreciate it. Ooh! Alright, that Gristmill goes down. Zombag keeping this harassment on, man. Such a scrappy game here. Ugh, just poor Marxist, man. Just bleeding out so many units. Hey, this is rough, dude. Especially because, like, all the economy is on this side of the map, you know. Hey, Marxist can secure this base. Zombag already mined it a little bit, but not enough to where it's, like, you know, close to being dry. Oh, looks like Zombag's starting to get an edge. He needs to be careful with his firing, though. You need to really make sure when you're that close to your opponent's structures that you target your opponent's units, or else the AI of your units might just waste DPS on buildings. Ah, this game is so scrappy, man. Like, how is Marxist gonna pull this one off? I mean, if I was Zombag, I wouldn't worry about this expansion as much as I would just take a base, you know, and get up to 8 farms on it. But I do understand why he's going after that so much, because that's really the only option that Marxist has for a third, right? Catching a ride on the heavyset train. That's still a thing? That hasn't been fixed yet? You think Andy would have fixed that? It's probably more difficult than that. Nice little attack by Zombag here, man. Any piece of damage really matters, as we're in such a scrappy position. Zombag trying to be careful, man. If he can somehow manage to get enough units in here to take out this balloon, that'll leave those drumfire cannons exposed to the Falcons, and he can maybe take them out that way. Let's see. Yeah, he's probably not super worried about this Gristmill dying. Yeah, you really can't let Zombag establish this base, man. Like, for one, he can't afford to fall behind on economy, but for two, he really needs a mine from this base eventually, if the game goes any longer. Yeah. I think Zombag's mistake here was not just, like, taking, you know, this base and just getting that 8 farms up, and then, you know, starting to harass that base and prevent Marxist from taking it. Which Marxist does now, and that might give him the economic edge he needs to break out of this. He is ahead on economy since that campfire mined out. You know, Zombag's was on 3 farms, now he's just on 2, so Marxist's economy is finally starting to take the lead. They reverted the fix because people were complaining about losing points on legitimate disconnects. I mean, I don't know, man. If you disconnect from a game, I think you deserve a loss, right? Right. That's just how it goes, my man. It's the way of the world. It's the way she goes. Oh, attacks going on both sides. You know, both these bases are very important for either player here. Zombag is now starving, man. So if Marxist can keep this pressure up, he's in a good spot to win this game. I love the barbed wire. Let's see how much damage it does to the squirrels, or if they're able to sneak by. Get some pretty decent damage done, actually. Maybe the pigs are going to be able to defend the rest of it. Yeah, and that's going to be all she wrote for Zombag. I think he's going to get knocked out by starvation. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if you disconnect from a game, that's a loss. I mean, I know it kind of sucks, but life's not fair, man. That's the way she goes. It's normal to lose points if the disconnect is your fault. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Okay, where are we at? We got a few more to get through. Let's try to muscle it out, man. Game number 13 here. Iramita Violentus versus Valeris. Okay, spawning in the 2 o'clock, we've got Iramita Violentus. I'll just call him Iramita for short, even though I'm probably butchering that. Is that some other language? I don't know. And spawning in the 6 o'clock, it's Valeris. I think people are used to me butchering names and words at this point, right? Okay, what's going on in this game? Nothing crazy so far. I am gonna start fast forwarding a little bit when there's not a lot going on. Just for the sake of time. I do want to try to get through all these replays, but I am tired. Trying to do... Where are those mines at? Okay, there are 2 mines on the map. Shouldn't they be over there? Yeah. Uh-oh. I don't think Iramita knows how to deal with the mine cheese. But we're finally gonna see it. I think this is the first time I've actually seen this work. Here we go. Boom! Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Valeris is in a lot of replays, man. It's not that I'm giving Valeris a lot of stage time, it's just a lot of people submit games with Valeris in it. Which is perfectly fine. It's no big deal. Say Pleb 1 versus Pleb 2. Oh, Pile with the burns, man. I don't think I've beat Pile yet. No. I haven't beat Pile. I haven't beat DJ. I think I've beat all the other big names, though. At least one game. Not consistently, but every now and then. Maybe. I think I beat you at one point, Pile. Not recently. But, like, a month or 2 ago? I don't know. Doesn't matter. So far, these guys just 8 farms, you know, a couple tier 1 warrants. Yeah, the snakes come out for Valeris. Oh, actually, he decides to go for chameleons instead. Wow, actually, Ermita is taking a very forward gristmill here. Really wants to draw the battle lines, and he kind of needs to, man. Like, most of these gristmills are in Valeris' favor. So he's got a muscle for some position on this map, and he's got turrets, he's got drumfire cannons, so both those are gonna help him kind of try to secure this spot. He wants to run in before these mines are done. Does a good job preventing those from getting up. But Valeris is not scared and wants to try to get some damage done. You know, or Mita could really jump on that with Lizard versus Squirrel there. Have I beat you, Meow Kaiser? Yeah, I think I've beaten Pile at one point. You've been kicking my ass lately, though, dude. Your strategy lately is pretty good. These chameleons coming down. One gets in. Have I played you before, Meow Kaiser? I don't know if I ever have. Ooh, chameleons going down. But I kind of understand Valeris' thinking there, right? Like, you really needed to prevent this position from getting established, man. Like, this hurts, dude. So many defensive structures. Got that drumfire cannon. I've played Meow Kaiser and I haven't beat him. Oh, I have beat you. Or I've played you. I don't know. I don't know, man. I gotta whip out my my nerd cred notebook. Every time I beat a player, I jot them down and X out their name. I wish, that would be cool. But Valeris, the real story here is Valeris getting up 2 owls, man. Oh, I've played Meow Kaiser twice. Yeah, you got a good memory, dude. Because I don't think I've played you lately. Oh, trying to bait into these mines with that gristmill. Oh, man, I got excited. Oh, man. Close call for Ermita there. And not even aware, Eremita. Not even aware of the mines. Blair's gonna try again, building a couple more mines there. List of players to beat. Oh, yeah! Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, that felt good to watch. Not a list of players to beat, but like a list of nerds that I have beaten, you know? But Aramita is way ahead on economy, guys. We just hit the 5-minute mark. He's got a second base super established. He's got a lot of money invested into these turrets, and this is actually a really good response from Valeris. You know, you recognize your opponents just throwing so much money into defense, 360 food, right? So Valeris is like, okay, I feel safe enough to build a couple owls and get that out, and that's gonna be really good for him, man. I mean, owls are no joke, and owls are a great way to deal with defensive structures as well. Pretty out of position, though. He needs to be careful that Aramita doesn't just jump on him when his commander's not home. I do like snagging that little campfire there. Not aware of the mines right outside of the main base and the choke. He's got to be careful about that for sure. Gotta get like a salt notebook, you know? List of players who make you salty. Yeah, those mice really didn't accomplish a whole lot there, to be honest. I don't think Aramita lost any units to it. But, you know, if Valeris just plays this kind of slow, he should get the better handle on gristmills here. But as I say that, Aramita, man, taking this gristmill right outside of Valeris' base. And it looks like he's gonna get away with it. Yeah, just trying to be efficient is Valeris. He's taking his time, not hard engaging into the opponent with a lot of units, just using the mice over and over. But Aramita's got enough owls out now, or owls, jeez, falcons out now. Or he doesn't even really care about mines. He's like, whatever. Oh no, and he's gonna get to the exposed underbelly of Valeris here and take out these tier 3 warrens. Not the biggest deal in the world. The owls will still stay alive, but Valeris gonna have to really try extra hard to babysit those now, as replacing them is no longer an option. At least not efficiently. Yeah, this is kind of rough terrain to deal with, to be honest. This is a pretty crazy game. We'll hop up to that ×2. I can't believe Aramita actually got away with this base right here. Ooh, the lizard sneak attack over the campfire. Mice coming in, getting some damage done. Oh, get a tier 2 Warren. Get 2 tier 2 Warrens, not bad. Not bad. Zombo mice. Yeah, falcons are a pretty good response to an owl mine composition, right? But Valeris is not slouching on his economy. He was able to come over there to the left side of the map and get established, but Aramita has been in the lead economically basically all game long. But slowly, these mice should start getting damage done. Yeah, he really needs to get up to that 3rd owl, which will be on the way shortly. They'll really start developing an overwhelming amount of mice. Yeah, the zombie mice, aren't those pretty cool, man? I dig it. I dig them. Some zombos. Oh my god. Zombie rats in real life? That's some scary stuff, man. It's like bubonic plague, but worse. I don't know, I guess rats are already scary enough with the diseases they carry. That's so many falcons, man. I don't think Aramita's ever going to be able to establish that there as long as Valeris is on top of controlling these mice, constantly sending them out. Dude, I've never played Dishonored. I've missed out on a lot of those kind of games, like Dishonored, Uncharted. haven't really touched much of them. Are Dishonored and Uncharted similar games? I don't know, man. What do I play? I mean, I play Tooth and Tail, obviously. I've been playing They Are Billions lately. That was really fun. I was like addicted to They Are Billions, man, until I finally beat it. At least the first level. And then I haven't gone back yet. But it is super fun. I love, like, it's been so long since I've played a really good single player RTS. Alright, the mice come in. And Valeris is gonna engage. I kinda didn't even notice these 33 squirrels he's been building up to all game long, but that is a lot of falcons in the air, man. And they're not gonna screw around as far as DPS is concerned. So the 3 owls worth the mice are here. The poison, though, ooh, gonna kill one of the owls. Iramita's been doing a very good kind of Python strangulation strategy here, man. He's been very patient. You know, he's been building up to a lot of falcons, but he's reaching a little bit with this falcon number now, man. He needs to sell off a couple of these tier 2 warrens. Yeah, there he goes. Just maybe a couple more. Sell off a little more there. 1 or 2 more. All right, fine. But Valeris did get the rest of his tier 3 warrens back up. So the owl production is still in fold, and he got back up to that 3 count of owls as we're approaching the 12-minute mark of this game. This owl v falcon defense, man. Man, who's gonna win this match? I mean, typically I favor the owl player, but the falcons are a good response to it. Especially on, like, maps with awkward terrain, you know, because falcons can position themselves to attack a lot easier than these squirrels will be able to, constantly having to run through the water, you know, run around all these doodads and the you know, cliff sides and trees and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot easier for Iramita to get his DPS out more quickly. And I think with this number of falcons and defense, yeah, these mice are not really going to get much done anymore. But we're starting to wind down here to kind of the natural end of this game. I mean, Iramita's got 2 starvation farms, Valeris has 1. So this game can't go on too much longer. Very, very well done. That kind of stuff really matters when you get to this awkward phase of the game. Owl number 4 out for Valeris, though. It's quite a few owls. I think this base is mined out. Iramita may be a little unaware. I wonder why he decided to take that. Yeah, it kind of sucks when your mice get pulled out like that. Mice trying to get what they can done, and slowly they are getting some damage done. Yeah, but that falcon harassment actually gives Valeris another starvation farm to stay in the game a little bit longer. We are at the 14-minute mark at the moment. And Valeris is now starving. So the hyper optimal thing is to wait, you know, until you're at like 1 second left, ideally, but even like 5 seconds left is fine. Get that like extra minute out. So this game can't last too much longer. Well, I guess it could last 10 more minutes longer, which is quite a long time, I suppose. Ooh, here we go. They're done messing around, trying to commit to a big engagement here. Mice getting a lot of damage done, but these falcon are still in the air, chasing down the army of Valeris. Valeris has a good amount of squirrels, but really, Iramita's got about the same number of falcons. Meanwhile, these mice are still just kind of raining havoc all over the place, which is pretty good for Valeris because they're not going to help him in this fight against so many falcons. But the squirrel reinforcement reproduction rate is enough to knock out all the falcons from Eremitas, and Valeris takes the game. Cool, man. I'm glad we get to see Valeris win. I think he won one earlier. Man, I'm still not using that more replay button. Where are we at? Okay, let's get to it. Now, let's skip game number 14, man. Nobody wants to see that game. Well, let's go to game number 15, guys. Sun Tzu versus Jupiter. I'm just kidding, Meow Kaiser. You know I wouldn't do that to you, Meow Kaiser. Let's do it, guys. Game number 14. Okay, spawning in the 12 o'clock. We've got Fion. And his opponent in the 6, Meow Kaiser. Meow Kaiser running this cancer deck, man. This is the Pile strat here. Who was the author of this? Was it Pile? I don't know. A lot of people running this setup, and it's really strong right now, to be honest. Like, mines are really good, lizards are really good. Drumfires seem to be performing fairly well. Yeah, I gotta try it too. Yeah, for sure. I wanna give it a shot. It does look pretty interesting. But we saw, Frog deal with this style pretty well. Just a basic squirrel toad. But Frog did have like the ideal map position, to be fair. Pile didn't really have the opportunity to do what this deck is meant to do, which is run around and attack you from every angle at once and bait you out into mines and stuff like that. So Meow Kaiser going for the 5-farm double here. Got the 4 lizards, perfect time to move out. Gets 2 farms. I think, yeah, Fion canceled those, but still did some damage to him, I imagine. Yeah, and I love that response after a 5-farm double. Go back, sell off a Warren, because you don't want your economy to fall behind. But Fion, getting a little turtley here, deciding to build a balloon right outside, right at the beginning. Which again, man, is pretty rough. Like, at this phase in the game, 120 food is a pretty big deal. Yeah, so investing into early defense like this, I mean, all Meow Kaiser has to do is run in there, recognize my opponent did that, which he already has, and saw the balloon. Yeah, exactly. That's the correct response. Just, okay, if you're going to turtle, then I'm going to expand. The High Frog Council. Oh, God. Am I in the High Frog Council? Oh, okay. So this is why Fion is investing so much in defense. Went for that very fast Tier 3 rush, and the Tier 3 that he is rushing towards is the Owl. Which you don't see too often. Normally Tier 3 rushes are foxes or badgers or hell even a wolf. But the Owl coming out right at the beginning of the game for Fion here. And Meow Kaiser placing this mine over here, kind of more probably like a ward, just to grant vision. Secure the sides, not be so exposed to a runaround flank attack. And this is going to be rough for Fion, man. Fion's kind of packed in tight here. Taking any of these other bases is going to be difficult. Like, if there was some kind of path to get there from Fion's main, it wouldn't be so bad. But as long as Meow Kaiser plays this correctly, you'll be able to take the rest of this map. Yeah, I love the spread of mines here. You're kind of using them for vision. I mean, look how much vision Meow Kaiser has here. Ooh, yeah, Meow Kaiser sees that already, right? Well, at least saw that Fion was up there, and that's going to be easy pick off with the lizards. All right, Owl's almost out. Is Meow Kaiser aware of it? I don't believe so. I mean, it's kind of hard. That's kind of what makes early defense, plus it's Tier 3, even more difficult to deal with, is because it's really hard to get in there and scout what your opponent's doing. But you know, if you know your opponent's a good player and you see them going for early defense, that should be a big red flag that they're trying to sneak out in early tier 3. Still not exactly sure what's going on is Meowkaiser. I don't believe he saw any of those mice yet. So, I mean, Meowkaiser's kind of living large, to be honest. I mean, the economic advantage is pretty real, and Meowkaiser realizes how difficult it's going to be for Fion to take an expansion, and that's why he's deciding to just go ahead and take every Gristmill on the map. Like, there's no way Fion is going to be able to sneak out a base anywhere. Yeah, Meowkaiser's saying, yeah, Meowkaiser is aware that Fion can't walk over here, indeed. But here we go, man. Fion's got the owl. That mine goes down on the mice, so no value really gained there. But that wasn't really a value mine as much as it was an information mine. And Fion's gonna come in with this aerial attack, you know, right at the beginning. And get some work done, but meanwhile, lots of lizards here for Meowkaiser. And gonna be able to come in here and knock out the main base of his opponent. Kind of trading bases here, but that was Meowkaiser's second base that he destroyed and managed to kill Fion's main for it. Now, is Meowkaiser aware of the campfire? Looks like he is. Gonna go over there and knock that out. And now this is all Fion's got left. If Meowkaiser's able to come over here and knock this out, that's gonna be game. Let's see if Meowkaiser can. I'd almost like to see Meowkaiser just kind of run over here and knock out the rest of that infrastructure, you know? Let's see what happens. Yeah, it looks like Fion's gonna get away with his base, which is what he desperately needed. So that's gonna allow Fion to stabilize a little bit, you know. Fion doesn't have a whole lot to his army, but what he has is pretty damn powerful. And I think the move to make here if you're Meowkaiser, man, is just run over here and just devastate the rest of these warrens for Fion. Let's see if Meowkaiser pulls it off. Yep, gonna go check it out. Yeah, run those lizards, yeah. Yeah, I like that too a lot. Just move the lizards over there. Get the commander, you know, back out in the field. Stay aware of what your opponent's doing. Now Meowkaiser's kind of got Fion cornered. I mean, can't quite break him for now. Drumfires are pretty good against lizards. And unfortunately for Meowkaiser, that is the only unit that he's got, you know, really work with here. Okay. Alright, how are you gonna do this, Meow? He's trying to keep as much awareness of the map, as much vision as possible. You know, taking everything possibly can. All the gristmills on the map, all the campfires belong to Meowkaiser here, besides his little base over here on the 9 o'clock. And the economy's getting out of control for Meow, you know. Got the starvation farm there just in case it comes to that. But a couple, you know, could use a few of those. Extend the game a little longer, too. Nice little mice play from Fion. I'm going to deny that base from being taken from Meowkaiser, but I don't think he's too worried about it. Hey, what's up, Valeris? Dude, you were in like 6 replays tonight, man. You won a couple of them. I think maybe I got to one of them that you submitted. Alright, yeah, like, how do you crack this if you're Valeris, man? Maybe you don't. Like, that's probably the correct move. Is to just kind of wait it out. You know what I'm saying? 50, 60 lizards, oh my god. I don't know if I've seen that many lizards in a game. At least not in a long time. So many lizards, dude. Yeah, now we're kind of in a stalematy situation because Meowkaiser can't attack into this. You know, there's too much defense there, but Fionn really can't move out on the field because it's the defense that's keeping him into this game, right? I mean, his army alone isn't that scary. You know, just an owl and, you know, eight falcons against 60 lizards. Yeah, everyone's like, who's Valeris? Dude, you're like a celebrity here on TnTTV now, man. God, so many lizards, dude. That's a ridiculous amount of lizards. Why? Why so many lizards? Alright, Meowkaiser. I want to see you make 100 lizards. That's what I want to see this game. Let's see if we can break 100. I'd be so mad if I'm saying Valeris wrong. How else could you say it? It's gotta be right. Don't stop now, Meowkaiser. You're at 81, man. You gotta get 100. 100. Oh, yeah. Don't say you don't ruin my dreams. You got 300 money. You could build more lizards. There you go. 87, 90, 93, 96, 99, 100. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. You just need one more Warren. Oh, I actually really like that drumfire placement. Kind of prepping taking this base. God, look at all these lizards. Why? Oh, it's ridiculous. Can we just stare at this? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, falcons are pretty good at drumfires. Taking those out, so nice little move from Fionn, knocking that out. Come on, man. Just one more lizard warren. Just one more. Just one more. You got the food. You know, 99 lizards is good, but what you really need is 100. Oh, dude. I don't think there's a max, right? Yeah, I was looking at the heart shape a minute ago. Yeah. We're gonna get to straight up starvation here, man. Meowkaiser, you have plenty of money to get into triple digits on lizards, man. Why you gotta break my heart like this? Alright, Fionn is the first one to hit that starvation, so I mean, Fionn being an owl player is probably no stranger to this phase of the game. Wants to wait as long as possible before taking that last farm. God, the swarm, dude. This looks like my backyard in the middle of summer. So many lizards everywhere. Ah, look at them on the mini-map, dude. Oh, God. Just why? So many lizards. Alright, Fionn. Yeah, Fionn's just waiting. Let's see if he's gonna be pro and get down to that 1 second. 2 seconds. Oh, I'm so disappointed, Fionn. Oh, that's actually pretty smart to maybe take these farms first, you know, and leave this last one over here for as long as possible. I live in Florida, man. There's so many reptiles in Florida, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, there's so many lizards during the summer. It's just insane. My cats love it. Cats love to kill stuff. Alright, Fionn looks like he's thinking about moving out. He's got up to 4 owls, which is a thing. Oh my god, the swarm. All these wizard lizards. Yeah, I don't think I've seen 99 lizards in a game before, but I am very disappointed in you, Meowkaiser, for not building one hundo. Oh, here we go. Beyond moved a little out of position. Meowkaiser gonna run in. 99 lizards. I got... Oh my god. That was awesome. Good submission. Alright guys. Been giving y'all some extra love tonight, just celebrating all the support I'm getting on this channel, man. I really appreciate it, dude. We've been doing this for 4 months now. I've got over 400 followers. I got 4 subs. Lots of 4s tonight. So we're gonna do a little bit of an extra long show, and also too, I just want to make sure I hit everybody. You know, let everyone get some screen time, which is why I'm upset, because What's-A-Phone said he submitted, and I didn't get to him. You know what? Hang on. Did I not do that? That folder should not be... Oh, I moved everything to the older folder. Dude, I do not have a game from you, What's-Phone. Maybe I did it on Tuesday. Did you message me on Discord or something? Yeah, if you do submit, guys, I do prefer if you, if you do submit to my email. Sometimes I'll miss one. Okay. All right. Anyways, I can't find it. I got 99 lizards, but a bitch ain't one. I know, man. I tried to make a 99 lizard joke, but I couldn't. I couldn't think of one, man. I'm tired. Imagine you mark all my emails as spam. Oh, man. Dude, I don't know which email you are. But if you email me one real quick, dude, maybe I'll get you in here. Yeah, if I missed you, man, if you email me one real quick, why not? I'm doing a bunch anyways. I'll get you in there. What's up, Dingo Dancing? Oh god. Okay, guys, let's get into game number 15 here. Spawning in at 3 o'clock, we've got Sun Tzu. His opponent in the 8, Jupiter. Yeah, I read The Art of War when I was a teenager. It's a pretty good book. I wonder if Sun Tzu probably wrote more than just that, right? That's just what he's really well known for. It's actually a good like toilet book, you know what I mean? Like bathroom book, because it's all just little bits, you know, little like 2-3 sentence thoughts. So it's good to read just every now and then. Sun Tzu flirted with the idea of a 5-farm war and opted to just go eco instead. Wonder if he's gonna change his mind when he notices his opponent is going pretty greedy here. Yeah, both players did scout that both players are indeed being fairly greedy in the opening. So let's see if that changes anything up. Or if these guys are just gonna advance it to a normal game. Ooh. That is a very abusable base. Sun Tzu looking for that fast defense cheese, and that was pretty good play there. You know, Jupiter came in to scout it, so Sun Tzu made a couple things to make it look like everything's normal. You know, so Jupiter looking at this, he's like, oh, everything's fine. But damn, like that is so mean. Because there's no ramp anywhere, dude. Like, Jupiter would have to walk all the way around. Oh Oh, this is gonna be brutal. This is just mean, dude. Hey, see you later. What's the phone, man? Yeah, I'll for sure get you on Tuesday, dude. I do apologize. That's actually why I'm doing so many replays tonight, because I want to make sure I hit everybody. And oh my god, this is just mean. How is that drumfire cannon not in range of the gristmill? Yeah, it should be. Maybe it needs vision? Yeah, I think if Sun Tzu walked down there to the base of that gristmill, it might have vision. Yeah, no, this is really what Tooth and Tail is about, man. You gotta play the hand you're dealt. You know, Sun Tzu identified, you know, this is very abusable, and I'm gonna do that. I mean, everything's fair. It's a competitive game, but this is how you react, man. Jupiter's gonna come in here, counterattack, and Sun Tzu doesn't have anything at his main base. He's gonna run over with a few lizards that he decides to. Yeah, now that he's got vision down here, though. That cannon's gonna be able to knock out Jupiter's main base, and really this campfire is all Jupiter's got left, man. Jupiter needed to, like, as this attack came out, he needed to really take this gristmill, or hell, any other gristmill on the map to stay alive, and Sun Tzu knocks him out. Alright, what do we got left? We got 2 more tonight, guys. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Let's hop into game number 16 here. Okay, spawning at the 3 o'clock, we've got Weltrick. And there's 9 o'clock, his opponent, the Gentleman, with the Fox. The Gentleman's always crapping on the Fox, man. He's like, oh, the Fox is bad. He's gonna give it a shot. And maybe he's just trying to have fun, you know, try experiment with different things. The Fox is pretty good if you can get it out, but it's difficult to get out, and a lot of times you can just get ran over because the Fox isn't super useful in a direct engagement. But yeah, the Gentleman opted to go for that 8 farm opening, I'd imagine, and Weltrick is going to follow suit. Pretty standard so far. It is getting pretty late, so we'll kind of fast forward through the early game a little bit and see what these guys decide to go up to. I'd imagine both players probably going to get out, you know, 2 to 4 to 5 tier 1 warrants, and then the real decision making is going to happen after that. A little worried for Weltrick here, though. He doesn't have lizards and he doesn't have toads, so these lizards here from the Gentleman should be able to take some pretty favorable engagements. I love the campfire, you know, it might as well. Especially at this point in the game, because, you know, you basically have equal units with your opponent anyways. Where do these mines go down? Okay, right outside the main. No big deal. Yeah, Weltrick opting for the quicker second base here. Ooh, these mines actually might get something done. Gentleman is not aware of them. So if he was looking to do a little run by... Uh-oh. Poof. Yeah, that was pretty good, pretty good mine hits there. Yeah, the Fox either ruins you or does nothing. Yeah, basically. It's really just when you take the Fox, man. I mean, I do all kinds of different Fox plays, but I've really been liking, oh no, it's gonna happen. Okay, that time, Gentleman just triggers one mine, triggers the second one. Really damages his lizards, so he's just gonna run back home, let those heal up. Yeah, but really you don't want to, like, I don't know, man, like the print F, you know, turtle up on a base, get out a Fox can work, certainly. I feel like the appropriate time to take a Fox is, you know, once you've got a pretty established army, you've got a second base, you got a good economy, then it's not as much of a risk. You know, and as long as you micro it and keep it alive, it'll help you all game long. Here we go. Gentleman's going to try to be careful. Just kind of inch his lizards up. Very nicely done. Ooh, that time not so much. Loses 7 lizards to a couple mines there. And weakens a lot more lizards. Gonna have to be careful. Back out for now. Both these players being rather greedy, you know, getting up their second base is pretty established, but not so bad. You know, it's pretty standard. We're at the 4-minute mark, so having some expansions isn't so bad. God, these mines are just doing fantastic work here for Weltrick. Gentleman trying to do his best to inch up on those mines and not take too much damage from them. And yeah, now the Fox goes down. Yeah, this is where I think this is pretty optimal Fox timing. You know, he's got a nice army. He doesn't feel threatened. He doesn't have to, you know, turtle up with a ton of defense. That's beautiful, man. Like, oh, I love seeing stuff like that. Just a little bit of defense, and it's nice and forward, you know, to create like a front line. So once he does have the Fox, it can kind of run out, poke and prod, run back to the defense if things get too dicey. Man, we're getting into some pretty macro situations here. Oh, the mines, man. It's over and over. Like, Weltrick's like, well, I mean, if you're gonna keep doing that, I'm just gonna keep making a couple mines here. Okay, the Fox is coming out shortly. And Balloon's like the Fox's worst nightmare, man. And so are mines, dude. 2 mines will kill a Fox, so gotta really be careful. Better these lizards die. That was good for Gentleman there. Actually didn't even lose a lizard. Going for double Fox. And double Fox isn't... I actually, every now and then if I get into a macro game that it goes late enough, I get into double Fox. Ooh, 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 you gotta be careful. Man, I want to play with pigeons again. I think I'm gonna start putting pigeons in my deck. I don't know. It's just really hard to fit them in, man. Like, you know, this gentleman had to cut out all tier 2 to go for this strategy here. Well, the gentleman's a big lizard player regardless. So it kind of makes sense to add the Fox in there, you know. It's a swift unit and keep up as well. Alright, he's got to know mines are there, man. Gentleman's been sniffing that out since this happened to him the first time. Oh, oh, poof. Oh, that always hurts, man. Gentleman's economy is through the roof. So losing a Fox isn't the end of the world for him. You know, like, I mean, losing a tier 3 always sucks, but unless you went for like a tier 3 rush, you know, like very, very fast tier 3, it's not the end of the world. 45 squirrels, man. That doesn't seem like enough squirrels to me. I think he needs more. It's actually a pretty good game, man. Weltrick, some very smart mine placement here. I wonder how many mines the gentleman's aware of. None of them. Well, a couple, but not enough to matter. I mean, there's 20 mines out on the field right now for Weltrick, and he is just using these mines and balloons to buy him time to build up more and more owls here. Ooh. I was looking away for just a second. Gentleman, with just so many units here, man. Ah, but some mine hits could be pretty devastating if he's not careful. But the gentleman has been playing around these mines fairly well. You know, as well as to be expected. God, he's just got so much stuff. That is a lot of stuff. I mean, 21 farms does allow you to make quite a bit of stuff indeed. There's just so many squirrels, dude. Weltrick's got to be scratching his head, man, because it's almost like out of nowhere for him. Yeah, he hasn't been able to keep up with scouting very much. He's been constantly having to place mines, you know, all game long and try to stay on top of it, but God, these overwhelming numbers here. Well, Trick, the last stand, trying to keep it alive, but God. I like that. I'm just gonna build a ton of economy. Try to do some stuff with the foxes. Oh, that's not working out. Okay, let's build 45 squirrels. Hey, what's up, Mishi? You're back home, and I'm doing an extra long stream. Well, you're back just in time for the final game of the night, guys. Yeah, how many games are you in tonight, Valeris? I don't think Mishi was in a game tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you were in 5 games tonight, Valeris. I think you won 2 of them, so I might have got one of the ones you submitted. Okay, game number 17, guys. Let's do it. We're gonna end on a high note here. We're gonna do Pile versus Chip. Let's go. All right, spawning in the 6 o'clock, we've got Pile. His opponent in the 2, Chip from space. Yeah, Chip's really been digging the boar lately, just because it's a pretty good counter to lizards and mines, which are pretty meta, as you see here with Pile's signature deck. You know, the lizards, quite a bit of defense. Let's see how it goes from here. I mean, Chip does like to do little 5-farm double fake outs. I'm gonna show a Warren. No big deal. Let's see if he places down Warren number 2. Looks like he wants to. There it is. And meanwhile, Pile is going up to the economy, so yeah, actually Chip changes his mind. Or maybe he's trying to just fake out Pile, but it's probably a little too late to still be doing fake out kind of stuff. Yeah, they're just gonna approach the early mid game, no harm, no foul. Pile being slightly ahead on economy as he's able to place down a couple farms a little bit earlier. You could fast forward most of the game. Oh God, is it a long one? All right, so yeah, so far not a whole lot to say. Chip going for an incredibly early expansion, 1 minute 30. And not too much crazy stuff yet. You know, Pile just building up that lizard account initially. I'm interested to see where he decides to place mines. Ooh, takes a gristmill over here, which makes a lot of sense because if you look at this map, I mean, Chip is kind of in this area, right? There's no other way to get out of this. But he does have a couple gristmills, so he's not like screwed or anything. But Pile, most of the map kind of belongs to Pile automatically. But actually, that is really good for Chip, because that's really the only entrance Pile has, man. And this is that unfortunate map RNG for this strategy Pile likes to go for. You know, it doesn't work quite as well if your opponent just has 1 entrance out of their base, especially if it's 1 entrance to 3 bases. You know. Chip opts to sell off the barbed wire, as he has enough lizards to not really need it at this point. But Pile's setting up a nice position here. And he's never going to let Chip out of there, so when it's all said and done, if this game does go super long, I mean, Pile's going to have three campfires on Chip, right? Yeah, so I wonder what your answer is here if you're Chip. Yeah, and it looks like it's the boar, which makes a lot of sense. You know, as lizards are the only unit Pile can build, you know, Chip and Pile are both 2 of the best TNT players, so they probably pair off on the ladder pretty often against each other, so Chip's probably pretty, you know, aware of Pyle's playstyle. What's going to be coming out of here for him. Oh, my controller stopped working for a second. Sorry about that. The Pyle's pulling ahead on economy a little bit, and I wonder how you approach this game if you're Pyle, right? Like, yeah, you're never gonna let Chip out of here, but how are you gonna actually kill Chip? Is the question. Because the strategy is, I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, you know, correct me if I am, but I feel like a big bonus, you know, the big reason that this works is the capability to run around, to do flanks, to take advantage of when your opponent's army is out of position. And since Pyle really has this one entrance to try to get into Chip's area, that's going to be very difficult. And even a contain is going to be difficult here because it's not like Chip has one entrance to one base, he's got one entrance to 3, right? So, oh man, I wonder if like an arty cannon, that should be in range, right? Like if Pyle put a drumfire cannon right there on the edge of his territory, and you'd have to do that before this gristmill is taken though, right? Because once that gristmill gets taken, the territory is going to push out a little bit. Pyle sneaks in and sees what's up. He sees the boar. I've built up some serious casting stamina. I know, man. I don't know. I am tired. I don't know why I do this. It's because I love all you guys, man. It's the best community ever. Dude, I've cast some tournaments that went on, like, for a long time. Like, I think I've cast, like, 6-hour tournament before. Maybe 6 is too much. Definitely a 5-hour tournament, right? But tournaments are a little different because you get more breathing room in between matches. It's not as back-to-back. Ferrets are out here, but there's just gonna be difficult to hit those turrets, to hit those drum fires. There's a lot of static defense out here for Pyle, man. And Chip doesn't have a flying unit to help grant him vision. Jeez, dude. Pyle. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit. This is just getting crazy. This actually makes a lot of sense out of Pyle, to be honest. Like, he's kind of skimping down on the lizards. And really building up this position. I mean, there really is nothing that can be done about this. I mean, how do you break out of that? I don't think you do. Yeah, and it looked like Pyle just ran over here to try and maybe throw down a drumfire cannon, but he's like, it's out of range. Oh god, this is gonna be a crazy one. Yeah, so Chip trying to come in and do whatever he can. Does get a drumfire with some ferrets. As DJ Soak laughed at me for suggesting. I mean, Chip has falcons, but I feel like balloons in this number, you know, falcons aren't going to be able to cut it. Yeah, do you just build, like, enough boars to try to suicide into this and blow everything up? I don't know. I don't know if that would work. Let's do some fast forwarding here. Kind of at a stalemate now. We're approaching the 9-minute mark, guys. Hey, I don't think I've lagged tonight, so that's pretty good. I did update the OBS, reset my modem before the stream. Boar bomb is 14 damage to a building. How much HP do these buildings have, Mishi? So how many... Mishi, run the numbers real quick, man. You're a grad student. Crunch it out. How many boars would you need to just walk into this to be able to blow stuff up? This is just insane. Pyle, man. And Pyle's gonna win in the long run. And Chip doesn't have starvation farms. You know, and Pyle's taking it slow with his economy. 3 boars will clear all the balloons. Yeah, Chip's gonna have to do something. Yeah, that's it, exactly. You just build a ton of boars, man, and just blow them up. All right, we're gonna end on a bang here. No pun intended. 11 boars on the way. Oh, God. Well, the boar bomb explosion's pretty big, right? I mean, how far... I don't think the boar is going to make it past, like, that second line of barbed wire. Oh, 11 boars. I don't know if he can quite afford 11. Might be a little much. Yeah, I mean, this game's got Pyle's name all written all over it, you know. Oh, maybe he can. Yeah, he's gonna get there. He's gonna get to that 11 boar. All right, here we go, man. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Just explodes a couple and backs out. I like it. Now he's got to get on top of the balloons, but nice little barbed wire placement, slowing him down a little bit. Are they close enough to all those balloons that make it happen? Gets quite a few, but probably not enough for the amount of money that costed. And now Pyle's gonna come in and start poking and prodding with these lizards. Now that all the balloons, or now that all the boars are dead. Yeah, maybe Chip's commander died. That probably makes more sense. I was thinking he just didn't want all the boars to blow up in one spot. All right, let's see, man. He's gonna get round the last final struggle for boar bombs here. Skating it up. That's funny. The lizard's pushing it forward a little bit, I guess. Hoping that the boar bomb would just weaken the balloons enough for the rest of the army to take it out. Doesn't quite happen. Chip is now starving. He's got one last chance to try to do it. Pyle's nowhere near starving. He's been taking it very slow with his economy. Doof. Oh, man. Well, he did kind of break it, but just doesn't have enough money to continue, unfortunately. He's got to take that campfire. One boar versus a bunch of lizards. Might be enough, yeah. Damn, dude, boar's pretty good against lizards, huh? Oh, that campfire's mined out, though, so Chip can't even take it. He's got to desperately look for a campfire. He's going to find it. Stays in the game for now. Pyle is a little broke, but he's got the opportunity to make more income. Pyle looks like he might be being a little bit of a bro here, and not just immediately knocking out that campfire. I feel like Pyle could have, though. Just won the game if he wanted to. But now... I don't think he can. I mean, Chip's got enough stuff over there at the moment. Yeah, I think Pyle really could have won the game there with that campfire, but maybe he's just so impressed. He's just like, ah. Or maybe Chip's lizards probably could have got there in time to defend it, I suppose. I mean, Pyle only had a few lizards there. But Chip's actually going to take it. That was awesome. Alright guys, it's getting near 11:30. We did a 3.5-hour stream tonight just to say thanks to everybody for the great support here, man. We hit ton of followers. You know, got a lot of subs. Shout out to Free Ice Cream, Marxist Leninist Hopperism, Meow Kaiser and Mishi for all subbing. I appreciate it, guys. And that's gonna be it, man. That was, I didn't know he was starving. I don't think I got the note. Well, he wasn't starving when he had that campfire, but yeah, that can be kind of weird a little bit. But yeah, that's it, guys. Don't forget, Cyborg is gonna do a Wednesday night show next week, 8 p.m. I think he's talking about micromanagement. Feel free to plug it if you want. And I'll be back next Tuesday. Maybe if I get a little time, I might do a little laddering this weekend. I was actually having a lot of fun laddering today before the show. So let's go give that host over to Valeris, guys. Say hi to him. And until next time, everybody, you're all a bunch of beautiful nerds. Have a wonderful weekend. I might do a little rink stream Friday or Saturday night if I feel like it. We'll see. But take care, everybody. Don't forget to submit me more replays for next week. And that's it. So take care. See ya.
A bunch of beautiful